TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top-flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
They really got it going in that first quarter. They just made a lot of shots, and fortunately on your side, you really weren't making any, and there was just such a big differential at the three-point arc.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job of playing just with more force. You can see right away that they were attacking. All their guys were getting into the paint, kicking out, and the difference tonight is they made threes. And I thought their shot making just deflated us a bit. It took us out of what we do offensively.
We saw Jackson for the first time in 3 games. I mean, he was outstanding very early, just making the most of his opportunity. How pleased are you?
Phenomenal. I thought that was great on his part. With limited minutes, he came in, and his effort, his energy, that's great. That's what we want to see from all of our guys when they touch the floor. It's just play like that. I'm proud of Jackson.
Coach, Donovan Mitchell had a much more impactful game tonight. What do you feel like made the biggest difference? Was there any difference in the way that you guys guarded him, or did he just kind of go off on his own?
No, I think, he just he settled down and he picked his spots, and he didn't try to force anything. He got his teammates involved. When he didn't have anything, it was a kick-out 3. And when he saw opportunities, he attacked the seams. And so he's that type of player. He's dynamic, really good change of pace, strong, physical. So we got to do a better job guarding guys like him.
And what about you guys didn't knock your first 3 until the third quarter? Was there a difference between tonight and last night?
We spent a lot of energy last night fighting to win that game, and I thought we looked a little tired tonight. But with that being said, we have to push through fatigue. These are the type of games we have to give ourselves an opportunity to win. And credit to the Jazz, they came out and they just played with force. They played with energy. They made shots tonight. And, it's an opportunity for us to go back, look at the tape, look at the film, and see where we can get better.
How do you feel splitting the game series with them over the last 2 nights?
Look, we want to win every game, but compared to where we were, I told the guys in the locker room in preseason to where we are now, we can see that we're getting better, we're building, and this is a tough place to come and play and a really tough team. So I'm proud of our guys that they came in. We got one the first game, but just didn't have enough tonight.
All right, let's go to Zoom.
And Willie, how much of that did you feel like was just great shot making by Utah, and how much of that was things you guys could have done better on defense?
It was a combination. This is a team that I believe they're number 1 in offensive efficiency. So this is what they do. Look, we don't want to take anything away from them, but yet and still we have to bring more toughness, more know-how, and we can't let their shot making take us out of running our offense. And I thought to a degree that's what happened tonight.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate you guys being in this one. As you see, Coach Willie break down the game as the Pelicans were thoroughly outclassed and dominated by the Utah Jazz in the follow-up matchup. in major proportion. So I'd like to thank all you guys for joining us on this Saturday episode of this, actually Sunday episode of the Pelican Post Game Report, covering the Saturday loss. And we, schedule kind of got a little busy for me as I watched Teofimo Lopez lose to George Kambosos Jr., which I'm not a big fan of. Teofimo Lopez got his ass handed to him. But anyway, now that we on the Pelican stuff, welcome. If we up in this thing, man, we in the building. I'm Big Q chiming in on this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report. We got my dog DC in the building as well. DC, what's going on, fam?
What up? What up? And yeah, I ain't waste my time watching that fight, man. He ain't want to refight Lomachenko. That would have been the fight, Big Q.
Well, I mean, not to get boxy with you, DC. I thought I liked Teofimo Lopez starting on, but this whole he couldn't even defend his unified crown.
Man, that man asked him. That man asked him if he want a rematch. He ain't much say nothing.
Nah, he don't deserve it.
It's over for him because he was a big tall phony, bro. I can't call him fat.
Yeah, James, big ups.
He ain't fat.
James, big ups to you, man. Appreciate y'all, Big Q, DC, for all y'all do. Truly love this show more than anything on YouTube. Thank you, brother James, man. Thank you for your super chat, my friend. Appreciate you, and much love to you. And we feel the same way about you guys. Much love to the flock. Big ups to the flock that's in the building. We salute you. We know it's football time going on right now, but we don't give a goddamn about that because our squad ain't playing. So what the hell we watching it for?
Exactly.
Right. Saints ain't playing it. So what the hell with it? Let's talk Pelicans. Why don't we? So DC, let's get into this one, man. Of course, the Utah Jazz got it handed. I mean, the Pelicans got it handed to them. Jazz got beat the first time around. The rubber match, Utah got even with the Pelicans in the major capacity, beating them big, 127.
That's polite. That's polite how you said that.
I know.
Ass whipping, Q.
I know it was domination, bro. Let's talk on it,
man. What's up, Kev? I want to shout out him, man. He said they ain't build a fucking wall, huh? I see you, dog. Well, the Pelicans decided to build a bridge with their back, and they let the Jazz walk all over them. That's what that was about, And they called the Utah Jazz, Q. Man, they ain't had no type of jazz music. They was playing that Lil Jon with that is shots. Turn down for what? That's what they did us all night, bro. Just 3 after 3 after 3. I'm like, he gotta miss this one. Another 3 and another 3, Q. And then what we do? We go on the other side, bro. We couldn't hit nothing. I had to pause the game, Q, and get up real close to the TV because I was wondering if the Pelicans was playing on, them old double rims. You playing in some of the basketball goals, and they had a double rim on it. It just looked like we was shooting on a double rim, Q. We was 8 for 35. But they made 7 of them 3-pointers probably in trash time. Probably at the end of the game. We was like 1 for 24, bro.
That's pretty much all of them that was shot in trash time.
That was the game, bro. I mean, that, and also I thought the referees, I mean, the foul calls eventually evened out, but early in the game, bro, it was just ridiculous. The Jazz had like 7 fouls, 7 free throws in the first quarter. We ain't had none. So, we was just out there fouling them. They wasn't fouling at all, Q. Rudy Gobert was not moving on them screens like all night.
He moves on every damn screen. It's amazing how he gets away with that shit, man.
Because they don't call. If they keep fouling them out for that, he'll stop.
He does it every time. He gets out there and every time to players, and it ain't just people start falling down with some little Hollywood acting that they start calling this thing, and the Pelicans have to learn that, man. But Gobert, man, he should foul out every game, sticking his hip.
We not built like that, bro. We got both our main guys. They do not like to flop. They don't like flopping, Q. And I kind of like that about them. I mean, you don't like it when we don't get calls, but I like that our guys ain't doing the LeBron James and acting like they got hit by a bus when somebody barely touch you,
Yep, this is the thing. Let's get to the team statistics, and then we'll get to the preview of the Clippers matchup, and then we'll open the phone lines for about an hour and a half. All right, in this one, the Jazz shot 56.3%. They were 45 of 80 from the field. Pelicans were 40 of 93, 13 more attempts. Didn't make a little bit of difference. The Jazz were just lit 56.3 versus the Pelicans 43 flat. From downtown, Pelicans were a miserable 8 of 35 for 23%. The Jazz were 20 of 35 for 57%. When you have a team like the Jazz that's shooting 56% from the field and shooting 57% from downtown, gonna be a hard day for you. Free
Right.
throws 17 of 21 by the Pelicans for 81%. 17 of 22 by the Jazz for 77.3. Pelicans out rebounded the Jazz, which is a positive 45 to 41. Had 14 offensive rebounds, which is a positive. They were circulating the ball 27 to 24. 9 to 8 the steal battle won by the Jazz. 4 to 3 on the blocks by the Jazz. Pelicans kept the turnovers to 15 with 25 points off. For said turnovers 18. Turnovers by the Jazz 26 points. Of course 13 to 11 on the fast break advantage Jazz. 46 to 42 advantage Pelicans. Points in the paint. And of course they led by just 2 before they were totally manhandled and dominated throughout the rest of the game as the Jazz went up by as much as 40 points in the matchup here. So, I mean, with that being said, the obvious, and you alluded to it earlier in terms of stats, was the three-pointers. Three-pointers was the big difference in this one. 20 three-pointers made versus 8 by the Pelicans.
No doubt, bro. But I mean, also look at the Pelicans field goal percentage. Q, we shot 43%. And they was in the 40s all night, and they was shooting like 7% from the 3-point line. So it's clear that it was just that, man. If the Pelicans were able to knock down, I guess, less than half, but them 3-pointers, man, but close to half, or 45%, 40%, we probably will be able to win this game, or at least be able to, going down the stretch, actually have a game and be in it and be worth something. But coach alluded to it. None of the players said it, but we knew they was tired. You know what I mean? They coming off a back-to-back. You beat a Utah team. They probably partied a little too much. I was a little too happy about the way they got that win, combination of things. And just like Antonio Daniels said, they went in to the Utah series expecting the split. So, you know, okay, you got one early. So I guess maybe a tendency to let up a little bit. I don't think they would overlook the Jazz, but also the Jazz coming in and get them some credit, playing pissed off because we beat them and the way we beat them, you know, that's going to raise a lot of emotion. Maybe they were overlooking us, but nonetheless, bro, we got to win on a top 5 team in the whole league, best offense in the league. We held them to under 100 points that first game, but the second game, you know, ain't too much to write home about. Nothing really to look forward to far as to build off of, in my opinion, unless you're talking about some of the trash time guys. But hey, they still split with Utah. It's a loss, just one loss, no matter how bad it is. So got to move on and go to the Clippers, Big Q.
Yeah, I know. Individuals, before we do just that, for the top scores was, of course, that Palm Tree himself led all efforts. That's why he's on the thumbnail. 15 points for Jackson Hayes, a.k.a. the paratrooper, was jumping out of the building. He scored 15, really unpressured. Shot 5 or 6 from the field and came in and knocked down 3 3-pointers very comfortably. He had a plus minus of 18, 15 points, 4 rebounds, and of course an impressive 5 or 6 from the field, 3 of 3 from downtown, and 2 of 3 from the free throw line for Jackson Hayes. Led all scores for a lackadaisical performance by the Pelicans. You see, of course, several people with 10 scores off the bench. Najee Marshall, Billy Hernan-Gomez, and NAW played 23 minutes, was not too good. 2 of 4 from the field, 2 of 8 from downtown. BI in this one, only 11 points on 4 of 14 from the field, all 4 from downtown. It was terrible. Big V in 22 minutes had 12 points and 12 rebounds. And of course, you see pretty much everybody struggled in this game. Deontay Graham, 22 minutes. He was 2 of 9. Was a miserable, awful 0 for 5 from downtown. Finished with 6 points. It just wasn't their night. They shot poorly, and the Jazz lit their asses up. 5 and 17. The Pelicans now are all, as their 2-game losing streak is in the books. Top scorer for the Jazz was Spider Mitchell. 21 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds for him, for Mitchell, as he put on his cape and went to work. And then, of course, Mike Connolly, who did play in the back-to-back, scored 20 points, a couple of assists in 24 minutes of action. He did his thing. And, of course, you had a 20 scorer off the bench, Jordan Clarkson, who got going from 26 minutes, 20 points. He was 4 of 6 from downtown to help them out. He had a great plus 35 for him as well in the matchup. And Rudy Gay threw in 13 points. along with Hassan Whiteside's 10. And Joe Ingles had 15 on 3 of 3. 4 or 5 was shooting from downtown. So they were lit. They did their thing, and they came back and responded as the star carried their team to victory. So there you go. All right. So Ingram, like we said, back to back, really didn't the Pelicans really, in my humble estimation on that. And you're right. The best you can ask for with a team as good as the Utah Jazz is a split. And the Pelicans did accomplish that. They got the split. Now, we got a couple of days off here until Monday. Well, you got today off, and then, of course, Monday you got to get ready for the Clippers as they're on this 3-game road streak. And they have the Clippers coming in. They're going to Clipper country. And Clippers not going to be happy about them getting that win the last time around. DC, they're going to be looking for a little revenge.
Man. No, they're not. I mean, looking forward to the Clippers. We might have a similar thing on our hands of them being pissed off how we beat them last time. I think this was one of the games I think I said we would win, and a lot of people didn't think so because I think we had the ability to be able to catch them off guard. They also are dealing with trying to figure stuff out themselves too. They do have Eric Bledsoe on their team, so that's always a plus for us. But you still got Paul George playing at an MVP level. Zubac is a pretty good guy, and if they can get Reggie Jackson going, when they have him going, and Terrence Mann give him a little something with Paul George doing what they're doing, they're real dangerous, bro. So Clippers team it ain't like we can't beat them, but it ain't like they gonna just roll over and it'll be like the game last time. I don't know if we can shut down Paul George in the same capacity we did. He's seen Herb Jones. He's gonna look at tape. Paul George's been in the league a long time, man. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's gonna come up and he probably gonna show out this game too. I don't think he's gonna let us hold him to 18 points or something we held until last time.
Let's see what Herb feel like doing. But I mean, they're getting blasted right now.
If Herb do that, he's special, man. Herb is special. But if Herb holds Paul George to 18 or so again, I think that's a lot to ask from him, bro.
Well, that is a lot to ask for a young rookie. But like I said, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. The Utah Jazz, not the Utah Jazz, the Los Angeles Clippers right now getting it handed to them by Golden State by almost 20 points right now, and they got 5 left in the fourth.
Golden State kind of handing it to everybody right now, bro.
That's true, but still, you're going to have that on top of you as we go out to Clipper country to see what's going on. So
you think that's a positive or a negative for us? Because in my opinion, I think a team like the Clippers, for them to get blowed out and then play us, I think that's a negative for us.
I don't know. We got to bring it.
They're gonna be pissed off, bro.
They're gonna be pissed off, but we got to bring it. That's just the bottom line.
We do.
And we got to bring it, and we will. So there's the starting depth chart right there. It's Reggie Jackson, Eric Bleeding, so is there Paul George, and Nicholas Batum is listed as out, but Marcus Moore is supposed to step in there in his place with Zubac at the center position, and of course you see all the other guys. So we'll see how it all shakes and goes. The Clippers are 11-8 right now. Look like they're going to be 11-9 in about 5 minutes with Golden State. So DC, they're going to be pissed off after this loss, but regardless or not, we got to handle business against the Clippers, man. Once again.
Yeah, we really don't have a choice, man. We on a redemption tour. The Pelicans, I believe, are 4-4 or 4-5 since Brandon Ingram came back from injury. So I think they probably looking at their schedule from that point on. A lot of the games they let go early of. So we can be at least, this is what you want to be, a 500 team without Zion. You know what I mean? So if they 4-5 right now since BI came back, that's about what you expect them, man. So we got to go into this Clippers game with confidence. Hopefully they can still take some of that juice they got from beating the Jazz the first time and let that roll over. The defensive intensity we played with on that night, if we can bring that same intensity to the Clippers, you're damn right we could beat them, Q. But you see what happened the next night. They didn't have it. So I don't know if maybe it was a little too much, or maybe they didn't go to sleep when they were supposed to. Being excited about that win could be a combination of things, but they didn't make any damn 3-pointers for the first 3 quarters down there. So it's obvious that they didn't have no legs and they were tired. So hopefully with a lot of those guys taking time off too during that game, because it was basically over in the third quarter, then maybe they can be real fresh for this Clippers game, man. But everybody got to kind of get it together, man. Big V was off. The whole team was off, man. Only bright spot we had was some of the bench guys, Jackson Hayes preferably. He stepped up, hit 3 3-pointers, Q. You keep saying you don't want him to shoot the threes. That boy went out there and hit 3 of them. So if they could find a way to actually do what we said
Actually, I want him to be. He learn his. I want the dude to learn mid-range shots. Is pretty much what I want to do. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, he been working on 3-pointers, bro. So he gonna shoot them. They went in. I can't complain too much about that. But maybe we could see Jackson Hayes and Billy Herman Gomez play together, like we've seen previously. Because if Jackson Hayes can play at this level and provide you something, give you 15 points in 8 minutes or so, even though it's trash minutes, but still. You can play him and Willie Herman Gomez together, and maybe, just maybe, is it time for a position change for Jackson Hayes? Maybe we play him at power forward. How would that look? You're muted, brother.
I don't think it's time for a position change for that fellow. I still think he needs to be consistent. Just because he hit those shots in one game doesn't mean he'll hit them in every game, DC. It was really no pressure for him to
He
come
never
out
took
there
them in any other
and do
games.
what he got to do. So, I mean, it is what it is, bro. I mean, DC right now, he coming out there trying to do something because of Billy Hernan Gomez is taking his minutes. So, I mean, that's something. But it is a good thing. But still in all, it's not enough for Topple to take Billy to take his minutes back from Billy Hernan Gomez. I still think Billy gives you a best option off the bench when to keep Big V as fresh as possible. So, I mean, with that being said, much love to the fam. Go Pels. And good to see you guys out there. Much love to everybody out there. Big ups to all the flocking family members out there. Dre,
all you
GM
flockers.
Kev, Tramal, Josh in his bag, James. Thank you for your super chat. Jabari, what's up, fam? Tony Yayo, what's up, brother? Brother Jerry. Let's see if GM Kev as well. Tyrese is in the building. What's up, fam? Lionel Calvary. KK's in the building. What's up, Joseph? Big ups to you, brother. T's in the building. Moles, 19th CT. Go Pels. And big ups to the fam, man. Much love to the family out there. I appreciate all you guys being in this joint as well. 9-17. 19th CT said was a low pressure game for Trey too. Would be nice for him to make threes when no one else can. Yeah, I know, no pressure on him, bro. It's a big freaking difference when you counting on to hit those shots versus when it's stink time in the back end of a game when you getting lit up and losing by 20 plus points. So it is what it is. Right. Big ups to the fam. So anyway, family, just to let y'all know that the link is now pinned to the top of the chat. We're going to be opening up the show to about 6 o'clock, and then we're going to cut off the stream. So if you guys want to drop in right quick to get on the show, to express yourself, feel free to hit the link. It's pinned at the chat. As you can get in questions, concerns, comments about your New Orleans Pelicans. Now's your opportunity to chime in. So the link is there. Hit the link to get on. And also do me another favor by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and feel free to post the show on your social media feed. It don't matter. So with that being said, DC, So I mean, we looking at it, but Clippers up next. Pelicans got to get back on sync, bro. What we got to do here? We got to make this right. We got to get back on the plus side of things here, man.
Well, what we need to do if we're gonna get back on the plus side of things is to stick to what we know works, and what we've seen with this team when they're able to pass the ball more than they're dribbling or trying to go one-on-one at any point. Even the pick and roll action is cool, but you want to keep that to a minimum. Far as having someone initiated and then go off of the roller and all of that and keep dribbling. We were doing the passing and cutting thing, and that's what got us where we at. That and hard-nosed defense. Yesterday, you can see as the Jazz started to hit their shots, we got away from that. You heard Willie Green talk about it. They didn't trust the sets. They didn't trust the offense. They were trying to get some points now. A lot of times we started kind of jacking up threes, trying to force one to go in. Like, we missed all of these. We ought to be due for one. And they kept just taking them. So if they can get back to what they do, man, I think that makes the Pelicans a very dangerous team. I think the primary focus of our energy should be focused on defense, Q. Every time we've gotten a win, we've played excellent defensively. So we need to put all of our energy there, just embrace being a defensive team, and everybody lock in. And I see guys giving that energy. I saw Devontae Graham trying his heart out to guard. You know, I mean, he made some mistakes, but it was a lot of effort and energy there. You see the effort and energy from BI. So they just need to keep that up as a unit, man. And that's the key to success with the Clippers. And when they get into their offensive sets, nobody try to be a hero. Man, pass that ball around till you get a really good shot. And when you get it, take it. You know what I mean? And just keep doing that. Sometimes, depending on the matchups, you might want to force feed a guy like Jonas Valanciunas, obviously. But we need to do that, and then we can keep our bench rotation together the way we have the past 3 or 4 games. I think they can get a victory out of the Clippers. I don't think it'll be too much to ask to do that. And if everything goes correctly, then they definitely win that game. But you know, we almost got to play perfect, Q, with only having BI and no Zion. So it's a tall order to ask when you're playing teams above 500. But the Pelicans are a lot better than I think people really, know of that's watching outside of us. And some of the commentators and people get it, but they definitely got the talent. So let's see what they do.
Yeah, they most certainly do, man. We just put up some stats on screen for family members to look at the numbers right now. And Ingram averaging 21 points in the time that he's playing. You see Big V's numbers dropped a little bit. Underneath 20s at 18.5, still very good, but 18.5 with a 12.3 rebound situation. So in 2.5 on the assists almost. So yeah, Big V doing this thing. And of course, you see Graham at 14 dropped a little bit. NAW is at 14, where he's been hovering around 11.5 by Josh Hart. And of course, the top scorer coming off that bench, as you guessed it, the man himself, Billy Hernan Gomez, 8.6 in points per game, DC, and 5.4 on the rebounds per night. So you get 8, almost 9, 8.6, so 8.5 on over, and 5 from Billy Hernan Gomez. Not bad production from him. That's why I said they're more than likely to stick with him. He's more consistent than Jackson is, even though Jackson's right up under him, averaging 6 points a game and 3.4 rebounds a contest. I thought that number should be up a little bit more, being that Jackson, that's what he does. So anyway, big ups to the fam, man. Please feel free, if you want to pop on the show, we'll be live, family, to 6 o'clock for family members who want to pop up on the show. Hit the link. It's in the description. It's in the on top of the chat. You can join the questions, comments, and concerns. If you don't want to pop in, drop your comment or question in the Pell chat, and I'll make sure me or DC read it. More preferably, I'll probably read it because we're trying to keep the time going. But DC's good at reading chats. Don't ask him to read the article, though, okay? There you go. All right, True Her said, when I see Big K, I used the Great Saint Think Tank. I'm used to the Great Saint. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's what I say, fam.
Great Saint Think Tank.
The Great Saint Think Tank, man. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what we about. All right, Mo said we still need to make a trade. What you want to do, Mo?
Who we going to trade? Like, who we going to get and who we giving up?
Well, people like yourself, and credit to you and other family members that's out there, and Brother James was saying the same thing, like they was apologizing. Trey said it for Josh Hart, because a lot of family members thought Josh Hart should be traded. And it turns out that Josh Hart is, besides BI, is one of the most pivotal pieces of the Lakers trade, because he serves to solidify the starting 5 for the Pelicans. And what's really intriguing, though, DC, is that, like I said, and several other family members agree, that I absolutely love the fact that Josh Hart and Herb Jones are in the same lineup. Those guys play with similar intensity, heart, and aggression. Intelligent players, although Josh Hart has more offensive game than Herb right now. But listen, I love them in the starting lineup. And I think what Mose probably was saying about making the trade is he might be favoring a veteran point guard, as we made mention of someone other than Sanaranski. So, I mean, they might be alluding to that anyway. So we'll see. You can comment on that, DC. The trade would be.
I mean, you still got the rumor of Gordon Dragic floating out there. I don't see him doing a whole lot with
you do
with
more
the Raptors.
than Sanaranski does.
Right. And we don't have the Alvin Gentry connection, because that was his old coach, and we always would lobby for him to come here because of that. But I still think he would be probably the best veteran point guard you can get if he's available. I don't know how much money they're paying him. He's probably going to be slightly overpaid, but I'm already giving Satoransky $10 million a year for nothing. So if we're able to attach a draft pick to the Raptors and maybe pull that guy off, I could see that. Marvin Bagley just hit the game winner, 3-4 days ago. You know, Alvin Gentry got in there and actually decided to play the man. You got that. Then you got the John Wall option. I don't think anybody goes there unless they try to buy him out some type of way, because that's what, $44 million, I think, a year, Q, to get John Wall.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
we probably could get him here without giving up much, but you only
got to absorb all that money.
Yeah, and then I think he's got 2 more years after this year on that deal at that type of money. So
yeah, I don't think they do that.
Okay, they won't do that. What else is out there? Because I mean, it's still early in the season. A lot of people aren't ready to punt on the team. I'm pretty sure if you wanted to poach something off the Lakers rosters, I'm sure a lot of those guys are going to be available. We know how LeBron teams operate, and they ain't doing a whole lot. So we could look at their roster and maybe see somebody. Yeah, $44 million, bro. I like John Wall too. I think he's a damn good player. He's just not worth $44 million, but he definitely would help our team if we decided to, for whatever reason, go into cap hell to get him. So, who do you see going after realistically, man? That's a couple of names I could think of off the top of my head, but I don't see the Pels doing anything trade wise until Zion gets out there, and rightfully so, because we don't know what these guys will look like with Zion. Zion is a different player from almost 90% of the league. There's only 10% of teams in the NBA that got a player on the same level of Zion. So we don't know what these guys will look like with him. It probably is going to make offense a lot easier, and we might be, I guess, maybe second guessing trading some of these guys.
I mean, man, I just
and Jackson Hayes minutes. You know, a lot of that we were saying he looked real good was Zion. I don't know if we remember that.
We would definitely. It would be a bonus if we can end up getting him if he's healthy. I would love to have him here, but that's a tough task to ask for, because Wall is $40-something million, and even if Houston say we agreed to trade for him for a pick, you know, which the Pelicans have a ton of assets to trade for Wall, but you know they would have to take some of that cap. Would they be willing to do that? And I don't even think the Pelicans right now have an imagination to go after a guy like John Wall, to be honest with you. I don't think they do. I mean, right now, it's almost like we're in a holding pattern until Zion gets back. And that's the thing. I think they were like, before we do anything, I think what we need to win is Zion. You see, we're competing. But Zion is 20-plus points a night. He helps set. When he comes in, he sets the starting lineup. And his addition helps to set the bench, because guys that are that's playing as starters now, so one of those guys is going to have to be delegated to a bench role, which can only make the bench stronger, whether that's Josh Hart or whether it's Herb Jones who goes to the bench. The bench gets a lot better, but still in all, I still say the Pelicans definitely need a point guard, preferably a veteran point guard with an offensive skill set to distribute and score wherever you can find that guy. A lot of people, that could be Derrick Rose. I don't think the Knicks give up on Derrick Rose. He's a big part of what they do.
Derrick Rose look pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying. That's who I would that my hand-picked favorite to be that guy to come in here would be Derrick Rose. That's who I would love to have. I would love to have Derrick Rose.
What are you willing to give up to get Derrick Rose?
If we're talking players, I put Santa. I mean, I don't know what his money is, and we just talking here. But
Satoransky's got to be there for salary cap matching purposes.
Well,
what's another player or asset that makes the Knicks want to do it?
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to include a pick in the situation that might be favorable to them. But anything else other than that, they're gonna be asking for guys like Hart, and I'm not willing to give up Hart. And Derrick Rose makes about $13.4 million, so he's right around what
about would you give up NAW for Derrick Rose?
No, I would not. I'd give him Jackson Hayes, though. I'll tell you that much. I give him Hayes, but I know they probably don't want it. But this is what you get him with Rose: 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 3.4 on assists. Right now, he makes 13.4 million is with Derrick Rose. But I think that
That ain't
probably would
bad.
be no, it's not bad. It's 3 million more, 3.5, almost 3.5 more than what you're paying Satoransky. And he's averaging, what is it, 13 points a contest, 12 points a game flat for
Still give
Rose,
me
right?
about 4 assists.
Yep. And then, of course, if you go to Satoransky, his scoring is not even, I don't think he's even averaging, let me see what his average is. It's probably laughable at this point because he really doesn't score that often unless
Who's Satoransky?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's probably like 1.7 or something.
Nah, just it's not that. It's
2.4.
It's 2.7.
Yeah.
So you're averaging just
Okay.
under 3 points a game. So that'd be a big boost in scoring. You're talking about getting a guy that's barely 3 points to a guy that's 12 points a contest, plus his IQ and his aggressiveness, and plus the fact that he can fill in on the back end of these games when, say, a guy like Graham is struggling or KLJ simply won't do it. So my
I
favorite
think that's
would
the
be
guy
Derrick
that
Rose.
would be a big impact to
I think
KLJ. I
Rose
think
is
he
my
would
guy.
help him a lot. He would
Right.
definitely help Zion with the stuff he went through injury wise and the explosion that he has. I think he could have a lot of things to help Zion out on that aspect. And then he could teach Kyra how to be a goddamn point guard, man, because he needs a real good point guard to kind of show him the rope, man. I think that's what he's missing. I like the fact that he's been being more aggressive as of late, and he's trying a lot harder. He's using that speed on him, Q. He's making them kind of react to him, knowing how fast he is. He getting his little one blow by layup a game now. But I think D Rose could help him take his game to the next level. All of that on top of giving us 12 and 4, you know what I'm saying, off the bench probably about 20 minutes, maybe 18 minutes, and he do that type of damage. So that would be an excellent thing. But everything I looked into about him, I think he really likes New York. It's not that far away from Chicago, where obviously he loves being. So I don't know how we would get it, but if we could, I'm all for it, bro.
I don't think Tibbs give him up. He's a big part of what they do. Even though he's listed as a bench player, he plays starter minutes. He doesn't start unless injuries occur to some of the guys ahead of him. And in certain lineups he does, but really he's a guy that leads the second unit, and that's how Tibbs uses him, his aggressiveness. And then D Rose he's been healthy lately. So I don't think he's a big part of the winning. Now we know Julius Randle did a lot of positive stuff for the Knicks, but don't sleep on it.
Man,
Derrick
he
Rose is
took a step back
astronomical.
this year.
Yeah, Derrick Rose is he's big, Jurassic, and what movements or successes that the Knicks are having up there. And
Right.
a guy like him would be who I would look for, who can do some stuff. And we made mention of you talked about
Didn't
Wall.
Doc
Wall,
Ock sign Derrick Rose before too? I think
I
he
don't.
signed him when it was in Cleveland, and LeBron was over there. Didn't he
I'm
sign?
not certain. I'm not certain on
I think
that.
he
I don't
did.
remember.
I think he was still the GM when they signed D Rose in Cleveland. They did D Rose and
It
D
didn't work out.
Wade and all them guys. Yeah, it didn't work out. But I think he may have a business relationship with Derrick Rose. But this all us wishing on a star, man. I mean, it would be real nice to get him. But I don't know, Q. If I'm New York, I don't see why they would let him go.
Nah, he's a big part of what they do, man. Yeah, brother Jonathan. We talked about, right. You know, you must have missed it. We was talking about Wall. That's what started the conversation off. He also mentioned Rondo. So I mean,
Rondo would be nice.
yeah, but I don't know if Rondo would want to come back to the Big Easy again. He should
Seriously,
never.
he's was supposed to be a championship contender, even though they look like they ain't gonna be contending for no championship. But
We'll see. It's
do
still a
we
lot
want
of
to come
time.
to the Pelicans though?
It's a
He
lot
seemed
of
like
time.
he's trying to ring chase right now. He was just with the Clippers last year, went to the Lakers, then went to the Clippers, then went back to the Lakers.
Regardless of now, he wants to be on that west side of things. You know how they feel about that West Coast. They love being on that west side. But Rondo, why would he come here? I mean, you can get him in the trade, but why would he be want to come here? He'd be exactly the kind of person you would like to have, situating the bench and telling guys what to do. But, you know, I think some of these guys want a little bit more security, and perhaps the Pelicans could reach out to him. But the issue is, do they have the imagination to do it? Because it just seems like to me, based on the fact that they ain't really making any big moves right now, because they got to wait that time frame out. Not to mention the fact that I think they're just in chill mode until you see a guy like Zion Williamson crop back in this thing. Because I think they're
I
waiting
thought
to
you
see
were
what
gonna
kind of
say till
successes.
De'Aaron Fox come available or something like that.
I don't think that's gonna happen, man. We'll have to see. But anyway, we got Kenneth Barnes chiming in on them. We're gonna bring Kenneth in for the family members.
All right.
Hit the damn like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. And if you want to get on the show, we're gonna be going live to right at 6 o'clock. Get in, get your shine on. We got the link. It's at the top of the Pel chat. Hit it and get on in here. Let's talk some Pelicans. Go Pels. All right, brother Kenneth. We're gonna bring him in the stream. Kenneth, welcome on in, brother. How you doing?
There you go.
What's up? What's up? What's up with
What's
y'all?
good? What's
What's up,
good,
fam?
baby?
Not much. Chilling. Got 2 wins this week, back to back. Lost a tough one last night, but I ain't mad at it. They look kind of tired. I wonder what they're gonna do about that. Seem like they're gonna have to. They've been playing the starters a lot more, and that's been resulting to winning. But seem like that's not a good formula to go with.
I mean, I guess you could look at it that way, but I think it was just the amount of energy and effort it took to do what they did to a Jazz team. I mean, you held them under 100 points, and then you went out and won that game. I think that take a lot of energy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
obviously, BI I think played heavy minutes that game, but they got Jonas Valanciunas minutes down. A guy like Herb Jones and Josh Hart, I think they can take the heavy minutes because of the way their games are. And the guys you're looking to lean on primarily offensively, obviously, you got to get them some rest because you're going to need them fresh to be able to score.
And it seemed like Devontae still hurt. Seemed like he ain't come back to his normal self. Or he just out of rhythm, one of the two, because he's not playing like his normal self right now, at least.
It'll be a combination of both. I mean, foot.
Yeah.
That's kind of serious, man. That's kind of serious. But they was tired, but what do you think they can do? I don't think there's any way they can remedy that, man. You gotta hustle, and some of these guys gotta play extra minutes to step up for what we're missing with Zion. Like them minutes that Zion not out there. I mean, somebody has to fill them in. You know what I mean? So all of them gonna have to if we will win.
Yeah, I don't know what they could do. I mean, the bench isn't giving us nothing really right now, but it has been looking a little bit better. Last time we outscored the Utah bench in the game we won, so I mean that's a positive. And then Jackson Hayes tried to played a good game at the end of the game. I mean, it wasn't really not much, but at least you can see his confidence is working up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when they put you, all you could do is the minutes when they put you in, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They put him in there. And when he got in there, he did his thing with the minutes he got. He had 8 minutes, a man scored 15 or 12 points or something like that. I don't remember the exact number. But he ain't been playing other games, so I can't critique him on them. You know, he was on the sideline being a paratrooper.
Yep.
Doing what he do. But if they can mix him in with Willie Herman Gomez.
That's what I was thinking too.
We've been saying that, yeah, because we've seen it, family. I don't think Willie has maybe watched all of that tape. Maybe he didn't see that lineup when Stan Van Gundy ran it out there. Maybe he's not aware that Jackson Hayes, I think, can actually guard some fast guys. Like he kind of shocks me a little bit when he guards like small forwards and guys who you would think would beat him on the perimeter. They don't really beat him that good on the perimeter. But when big man ball, they kind of have their way with him a lot of times. But when he got to face up and guard somebody, Jackson Hayes is pretty damn good to say he's 7 feet tall. So I like to see him at power forward, like we've been saying. Yeah. Maybe a bench lineup with him at power forward and Willie running minutes together at some point.
No, I think that would help a lot. I think that would help your fatigueness and get a lot of people rest because that would be a good lineup to run out there.
But and plus, I feel like it would get rid of Saturansky or Temple or Kyra. One of them would have to, somebody got to fall back in the rotation.
Well, Saturansky definitely gonna have to fall back. But I would trade Saturansky, like I was saying, Saturansky. I would trade him for like R.J. Hampton or something. Or if I don't know what Cleveland trying to do, but
I don't think we could trade him for R.J. Hampton. You talking about from Orlando, R.J. Hampton?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why we can't do that, Kenneth.
Because at least he don't want to break up him and Cam Reddish.
No.
Him and Cam Reddish. What Cam Reddish got to do?
He said R.J. Hampton. He ain't say nothing about R.J. Barrett. He think about R.J. Barrett. I don't know.
He said Atlanta, right?
No,
No.
The man said R.J. Hampton
From
he played
Orlando.
for Orlando.
Oh, Orlando. Okay.
But
my
check
bad.
this out though, Q. He's still off the mark because you forgetting something, Kenneth. We drafted R.J. Hampton, and then we gave him.
Yeah, that's true.
him
We
to the
did
Denver
drop that
Nuggets,
chunk.
and they traded him to Orlando. So we gonna
That's
trade the
what-
draft pick back to
But
get
that's
him?
what we was trying to help everybody out. You know what I'm saying? That's was the summer we had 1 million draft picks. We ain't know what to do with it.
Yeah, I
And
remember
we had
that.
all of these people. I'm like, why are we helping? Well, we doing it for more picks and more money. Like that. And then all of a sudden stuff started breaking down, and then you need players, and you just got this money here. So it's just ridiculous. Absolutely.
I was happy
ridiculous.
when we drafted R.J. Hampton too. I was like, that dude.
I know Hampton can ball, but he's balling for somebody else. So I mean, we could just say Doc Ock does it again, baby.
Orlando got a lot of guards over there. They got Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz. They got Michael Carter Williams, R.J. Hampton, and the dude from Gonzaga, Suggs. So at least we can get what
play off.
And they got Ross too. I think Terrence Ross will probably be the best target over there because I think they would be willing to part with him with all those young guys they got. He's probably making a little more money, so it's it looks better for them to get off of him. I mean, Orlando ain't winning nothing this year, so they would be all in on going young.
Right.
You know, Terrence Ross is a guy that if you're trying to win now.
They got your dog out there too, DC. Twan Moore's out there. But
I thought you was talking about Cole Anthony, man. It's Cole World. They say I look like him, man.
You do. But this the thing, though.
I look like every light-skinned dude with dreads, huh?
No, just the Marlins.
Yeah, I look like every light-skinned dude with dreads, apparently.
Nobody said that, bro. Why you saying that? Nobody said that. Nobody said
they did say it. They didn't say it tonight. But they told me I look like Cole Anthony too.
J. Cole, don't forget about J. Cole.
I look like J. Cole. I
D1.
look like Bob Marley. I look like D1. Give me another light-skinned dude with dreads.
The brother don't have dreads.
I don't
DC.
look like that, man.
DC, there go DC saying it look like every light-skinned brother in the world. There it is.
I'm saying that what y'all be saying.
Gary Harris too.
I look like Gary Harris too.
That man don't look nothing like Gary Harris, man.
He on Orlando too, though.
I would have boy, remember when they was trying to get us to trade Gary Harris for Drew Holiday? Boy, that would have been the worst trade in NBA history.
Yes.
I mean, it would have been better. No, it would have been better.
Would have been Cam Reddish for BI.
Eric Bledsoe.
Man, nobody.
It would have been better than Eric
Cam
Bledsoe.
Reddish for BI, Big Q. You sit down with that bullshit.
Gary Harris is better than Eric
Why you
Bledsoe.
acting like that, DC? You don't have to act like that. We
Because
got Brandon.
Because you always bringing up that old foul bullshit ass joke that you just started. That had nothing to do with me.
I said, bro, what you talking about?
I look like Ziggy Marley too, Pete.
I say all the damn.
I look like all the Marleys, huh?
Because that's his family, man. DC Lion, man. DC Lion. Get it, Snoop
You're like
Lion.
Lenny Kravitz too.
DC Lion, Snoop Lion.
You ain't never heard me calling myself that. I don't look like no damn Lenny Kravitz. Y'all going too far.
All right, we got the brother in here. Brother Brendan's in the building. What's up, brother Brendan? How you doing? Welcome to the stream.
What's up,
bro.
player?
I know what's up, Big Q and the fam.
What's
Brandon,
What's up, brother?
What's up?
first time caller, but long
Glad
time
to have you.
listener.
That's
Thank
dope.
you,
That's dope.
Well, I've been I don't know what the question was or what y'all really were talking about, but I kind of just eased in of what y'all were saying, and I have an opinion of really what I think the Pelicans really need or really have been needed, because as you guys have been saying, David Griffin has been behind on what exactly this team needs and is just now getting up to par with what we need. I feel like we need a backup point guard. Saturansky is not it, of course. Y'all was just talking about that.
Right.
Y'all are saying like, who are y'all just talking about? The Knicks?
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, yeah. But of course, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like he would be like a quick fix, even though that guy doesn't need to be like a long-term answer.
There you go.
I just feel like we need somebody like to help Kyra if we're gonna even keep Kyra for a long term, like maybe a seasoned vet, maybe. But I just feel like they need like they need a foundation. They don't have a foundation for who can facilitate the offense. If you guys get what I'm trying to say.
You saying as a whole or the bench unit, brother?
The bench, because I feel like with the starters, like with Zion, you're gonna have Zion as the ball handler or Devontae Graham. Like, honestly, I'm intrigued to see what Devontae Graham would look like at the 2. If we could get, like, say, like, we get that point guard I'm talking about, but he's so good, we're like, hey, can we start and put Devontae at the 2? You know, I love Josh Hart, but if we could find somebody to just get us going to the point to where we're like, we have to start this dude. I just feel like that would help everything minus Zion. Like, it wouldn't be, oh, like right now we're waiting for Zion to come back. Well, what if he's hurt again? Or what if BI gets hurt again? Like, we're back in the same situation. We're going to need someone at the point guard to be like, hey, these are the plays, these are what we're going to run. You know, we're going to do this at this time and stuff. Get us in order. I miss Chris Paul. Like, that's the perfect guy. And there's nobody else there like Chris Paul in the league, you know? So I'm just intrigued to see what David Griffin's going to do. I think he needs to do something quick because, I mean, yeah, wait on Zion, but, I mean, he needs to know exactly what he wants to do. It's not like just, like y'all said, that he's in relaxed mode. He don't need to be in relaxed mode. He needs to be looking like right now, like have offers ready for after Zion played 10 games. We're like, okay, this is the team we want. Like, he needs to have a plan now. Like, don't wait till January.
Yeah, in the perfect world, I think it will go exactly like that, man. But here in the land of Pelicans dysfunction, I wouldn't be so hopeful. But that's actually a great idea that you brought up. Let Zion play about 10 games, see who's working with him, what it looks like. I think 10 games will be enough for you to start kind of looking at what's out there and putting some proposals on the table. So I like that. Hopefully that's what Doc Ock does. But you know, just as we know, Doc Ock pulling all type of levers. So ain't no telling what he gonna do or what he doing right now. He might be trying to get ready for another press conference to try to tell everybody how he was right about the time frame on Zion injury.
And I feel like that's exactly what he's gonna do.
I think I'm right on a timeline. I think he's gonna come back
the 17th, huh?
Yeah.
It's crazy because I'm actually going to see a Pelicans game on the 1st. And when all of this stuff came out, I was like, if he plays December 1st, which I didn't think it would realistically happen, but I was like, if they come out and say he's playing on 1st, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Because that's like, I'm going to like 5 games. And that's the first game of the 5 that I'm going to. But yeah, I hope he's back. I remember somebody on the one of the previous shows saying this, the Pistons game.
Nobody, there is no time frame. Nobody knows. Me and Big Q both said different things. I mean, you just got to kind of put your hypothetical on it. I said he'd be back around Christmas time, either like right before Christmas or like right around Christmas. You know what I mean? And Big Q said January. My man Kenneth Bond said he put a date on it to the exact number. He said December 17th. I don't know what's special about that date, but man,
it just came to me. And it's an ESPN game. I feel like ESPN game they're gonna want to try to roll them out.
Okay, who we play?
The Bucks.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't want him to play this first game against the Bucks. Though. You got to get a tune-up game before them.
I think it's a back-to-back game.
They're not gonna probably play him on back-to-backs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably gonna play him on. They probably gonna get him ready
play him on the second one.
Yeah.
You could be right, brother. We'll see, man. But nobody knows. But we can all rest assured when it is time for him to play, we are going to see David Griffin before we ever see Zion. Yeah, just know that.
Yep,
he's gonna get a press conference, and so he can champion himself of the injury being fixed, and he's gonna allude to somehow how this was always on the timeline, and we knew the date was gonna be closer to this, and he never said it was gonna be the first game. Y'all just get ready for all that bullshit because it's coming.
Y'all think David Griffin snitched on Didi Lozada so he could sign somebody?
That would be horrible.
That would be horrible. But I can't get over the fact that you're taking steroids, not for the real game, but for the G League. Like, damn, Didi, you.
And I like Didi.
Popping pills, dog, and you ain't even in the real game, man. What type he need?
Right, like who was checking for this dude? How did it got to him?
Nah, but realistically, I think he probably took some type of because Didi don't speak good English. He's relying on other people that ask him what he could take or not. I think he probably took some type of supplement or something similar to what they were saying with Mark Ingram for the Saints. Wasn't really, I guess, steroids per se. Might have been some performance enhancing stuff.
Yeah, he got
He's
that shit from
throwing
Brazil. That's probably what it
yeah.
was. There's some
Yeah.
Brazilian shit
So
that's
he's
legal in their
taking
country.
something that I can't pronounce that, boy. Standalone. I'm gonna just call it that. And testosterone.
And testosterone.
Yeah, and testosterone. So
You're trying to get that intensity that Herb got.
that's against the rules, man. It's against the rules, but I wonder if he really knew what he was taking. I think he might have just
Probably
been going
not.
with his nutritionist.
Yeah, I doubt
I
it.
think that's what happened.
I don't see why he would need it.
They was over there, trying to see how many games they was gonna suspend Deontay Harris for an NFL, and the NFL and the NBA people probably in cahoots to go, oh, look at Didi got some, whatever they could do to rain on our parade over here. Have you ever heard of anybody getting suspended for performance enhancing drugs in the G League, Q? Have you ever heard of that shit?
No, not really, bro. Not really.
It's got to be a first.
Also,
Oh,
first,
man.
that dude Dalton Holmes hasn't played a game.
Man, get Sleepy Joe out of here, man.
Dalton Holmes hasn't played a game since fucking DJ started talking about him. Right after DJ went on his little pride parade for him, he got hurt. He got injured.
That too. I was also thinking we would need
That was too much pressure. That was too much pressure a DJ put on that man, and that broke his leg. Or whatever the hell he did. He got a fracture.
I don't know what he got. I thought it was like
that
a hip
pressure
injury.
DJ put on him, bro. DJ said he was gonna carry the team.
I ain't gonna lie though. I think not like now. I'm starting to think about it. I think he could work off the bench.
If he can shoot, he can work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Off the bench, if he can stretch
play
the floor.
But I didn't see where he was like some big defensive guy and grabbing all these rebounds, and like I didn't see all that in his game.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But what y'all think about trading for Pascal Siakam this season?
Who we giving up?
Yeah.
You got to give up somebody to give Siakam, bro.
I mean,
He's the
not
cornerstone.
really. They're not really using him like that no more. I feel like they throwing him to the wayside. His minutes going down since they drafted Scotty Barnes and stuff, and it seemed like they trying to not trying to.
They're trying to remake him with Scotty Barnes. Really,
that's what I'm saying. So I feel like they really trying to get him out the way. So if you give him a good enough deal, you could get him.
Okay, like again, I'm gonna ask you.
They
Who we giving up, Kenneth? Because we got to give something to get the man, bro.
Yeah,
I'll give up
Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes, and what?
I wouldn't give up Jackson Hayes. I'll give up Josh Hart
That ain't enough, man.
That ain't enough.
No, I'm not done. I'm not. Thomas Satoransky.
That's not enough.
Thomas Satoransky,
They ain't gonna
Jackson
want those
Hayes, and you think that's what they're gonna
for
jump on that?
Siakam and the pin and the
How
pick
much
or
money
something.
is Siakam making? Is Siakam either under like a big contract? Or
Yeah, he
it's
was.
reasonable?
They gave him a nice chunk. Hold on, let me see.
I think it's like 20 mil a year.
Yeah, he got broke off.
I mean, that ain't bad.
No,
Siakam.
33 mil.
33 mil?
a year?
33.
Okay, this will be my question then.
33
Obviously, we
mil.
got to give some people up. Okay. Next, what does Siakam want? Because I mean, is he fine being a third, fourth guy? You know what I mean? Does he really want that?
I don't think you give Siakam up. If they are even interested in the trade for Pascal Siakam, it'll probably be for BI or somebody like that. They ain't gonna want nobody. They ain't gonna want no role players and a draft pick for Siakam. They're gonna want somebody that got some weight to him. And you can see his numbers on screen now.
I'm not giving up BI for him.
Yeah, I ain't giving up BI for him either. But it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not like they barely even play the dude. I know you've been injured and stuff like that, but he ain't even getting the play time. Seem like they trying to get him out the door.
Yeah, but they're still not gonna just give him away for nothing, man. We would have to let go of one of our prized possessions, those draft picks, and then one of the first at that, and then we would probably have to give up somebody who we're all saying we don't want to give up, like maybe a Josh Hart. Like you're not just gonna get Siakam.
You don't get Siakam
without a
for role
cost
players
for nothing.
Right. That's not a dumb GM out there either. That guy's pretty crafty, man. So I mean, he gonna want something for he ain't David Griffin. He gonna want something. Even David Griffin ain't gonna give you, if he was over the Raptors, ain't gonna give you Siakam for Hart and Satoransky, Jackson Hayes, and the pick. That's not gonna fly. You're gonna have to give him a guy with that's a talent like a BI or something like that, and that's just not gonna happen. And then he's sitting up there making $33 million a season. That's squelching the trade here. I want to see. the big stars, we're gonna have to break off Zion Williamson this upcoming year. So I mean, that's big change for him. You got BI under a contract already. You just paid Big V, so Big V's here. So the Pelicans are going to settle in with what they
Vontae
got.
Graham locked up too.
You got Graham his money too. So I mean, you can see the Pelicans team lined up over the next 3 or 4 years right now, but with the window of opportunity, the players that they see, which is not bad. Big V is a top 5 center in the league, in my opinion. A BI is a top-notch player. If Zion comes in here, he makes everything go. Graham has to break through that glass ceiling, DC. And for 14, 15, 16, if we can get him up to like the 18s around there with his scoring, that'll be impactful. And of course, like Brendan and Kenneth are saying, speaking about having a guy off the bench that's a steady force. Now, we talked about Conley when he was available. We know he wasn't going nowhere. We know Rudy had something to do with keeping him out there. In Utah, they played together in Memphis. What I do like a lot about Derrick Rose, I don't think he goes. Their words were Goran Dragic at one time thrown out. If they're interested. But it take imagination to make this stuff happen. I doubt the Pelicans brass have the imagination to pull this off. Like I said, I think they're in chill mode right now until Zion Williamson goes, and they're going to see how he does with the team before they talk about making any moves. But they don't want crap on KLJ either, because to go to a veteran point guard would mean guess who's not going to get no minutes and end up in the G League? It will be KLJ.
Well,
so,
I mean, if you can
play them together,
take some minutes from Temple, all the Satoransky minutes. I mean, you're looking at a guy that can come in and play 12 minutes, and you still can give KLJ 9. So, some games you can do that, and in other games you just don't really give him no minutes.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
I guess that might be the case, DC. But I think remember that pick is Griffin's pick. So to go in the opposite direction, that would kind of make Griffin the octopus look even more crazy than what he already looks.
But KLJ, he needs somebody to show him how it's done, especially like a veteran guy that was like at the top of his game at some level in this league. I think would be the best player.
Who you got
to do that with? I mean, your guys that you're talking about. I said Dragic. You said Derrick Rose. Even Rondo. Rondo would be good.
Realistically speaking, do you get? You're not going to get a Rose because Knicks are not going to get rid of him. He's a cornerstone of what they're doing.
Well, that's why I said
Goran Dragic is actually
Rose would be my number one if it was.
Rose would definitely be my number one. Rondo, I don't think Rondo works for the long term, but I do like Goran Dragic to a fault because I know he can distribute and he can score. He'll knock your goddamn eyes out when they come down to shooting the three. Right. I think they need a little bit more experience off the bench leading that bench unit. But KLJ, man, is a first round draft pick that the Pelicans picked up and they won't pay dividends. Team is not going to win unless the first rounders, that's Zion, NAW, KLJ, all of the abbreviated boys as we call them. A lot of our first round draft picks, we initiated as first round draft picks, have to contribute in a serious and productive fashion for the Pelicans to have success. That's how the team is built. Our veterans that we have, these guys, Garrett Temple was the Temple of Doom at first. He's picked up his play. He looks a lot better. But Satoransky is a guy that don't want to score. He don't at times where I seen him do a flip up and ain't touch nothing. I mean, remember he did that layup? He had an easy layup and just missed it. I mean, goddamn, man.
It's almost like he doesn't even think
he don't try to score.
Part of his game. Like you don't think he's supposed to score.
I just gonna be out here throwing the ball around,
bro. I seen him. He was 10 feet within the goal. Q. He was 10 feet within the goal. Like and they left him wide open, and he passed. What are you doing?
Why would they need to guard him?
You an NBA player? What NBA player can't hit a 10-foot?
Man,
jumper,
he's self-check, bro.
What guard in the league can't hit a 10-foot jumper? How you a point guard?
DC,
self-check. I don't understand, bro.
Self-check.
I don't get it.
Go to the grocery market. You got the little computer there with no cashier in front of it. You go up there, it's like, what is that? Like, well, that's a machine you can cash yourself out on. Do I get a discount for using that? No, you don't get no discount. You just go your ass over there and use it and help us get rid of the rest of these humans here. So that's messed up in his fault. You're going to make me check out myself and I don't get no discount on the shit? Okay, I hate it. But that's why I said, you know what?
I seen some people getting a discount, Q. I seen them.
Who getting a discount?
They was doing the what that is, the dream and the fabulous. Just throw it in the bag. Nobody want to check it. I see them get the discount.
Oh yeah. See, only DC will know about that. DC. All right, so yeah, but I'm just saying I said it because at times Satoransky is self-check. He's self-checked like a fool. So I mean, he got to be able to come up off that thing. For goodness sake, bro, the man averaging 2.7 points a game, bro.
Did he look this bad in Chicago? Like, I don't get it.
I don't think he did. I don't.
Nah, I think he was hitting like 10 points a game.
He was doing actually pretty deep. I don't know if he's comfortable with the system here. You know, it take a little bit for those guys to kind of get it together. But right now, 2.7, he just doesn't want the responsibility of scoring right now.
Bolton got a good option, man. He says, what about Nunn from the Lakers?
That's not bad at all. None is not bad at all. Good player.
Yeah.
Good player.
Good player and a team that's probably looking to move.
That's what I'm saying. That would just be like a spit
though.
in KLJ face right there.
Right. He ain't the guy that's a veteran like you want, DC, that you talked about.
Willie Green gonna look KLJ in the eye. He gonna say, KLJ, we 5-17. That's the end of the conversation right there. Like, I mean, what you gonna say? Like, okay, we tried it, it ain't working.
The conversation
we're gonna come back around to you, but right now we need to get away from 5-17.
But we might as well just go for a Ross right at that point though. Get some scoring off the bench.
Ross will be good.
That's the other point I was going to talk about was the constant connections to guys like Terrence Ross, who's a phenomenal player who can play the 2 or the 3 fight.
Bring brother Randolph in, man. What's happening with you, bro?
Randolph, what's up, bro?
Going in and out, man. His stream, yo, is like a turnstile, bro. He's just going in and out.
Hey, brother Randolph got children, bro. He might be going to do, he got the little Randolph Jr. running around there. Y'all on him, you know what I'm saying? Not cheering all DC.
Yeah, I know, bro.
But none
keep on giving, bro. They never stop.
But none.
Kendrick kind of like the player I was talking about, like not a vet, but not young enough to where he know what he doing. Like, he not that old. What's his age? When was he drafted?
He's 26.
Second season. Yeah, okay, never mind then. Maybe like if he was a 3-year vet, 4-year vet. But he not bad. Like, 14 points. Shit.
I mean, Kendrick Nunn was right there in the rookie of the year conversation with
He's a hell of a player, man. I ain't gonna
who that was that year, man. I think he came out the same year with Zion, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Might be LaMelo.
Nah, it wasn't him and LaMelo.
It's his second season.
Huh?
It's his second season.
No, I know, but Kendrick Nunn, I think he's been in the league 3 years. If it ain't 3, it's 4. If he didn't come out with Zion, he came out the year before. But the only reason I think Miami got rid of him because they had so many people and they knew Kyle Lowry was coming too. So, but man, that would be nice if we could get Kendrick Nunn, man. That's a guy I think would be perfect for what we're looking for. And
do they even use him on the Lakers? I didn't even know he played for the Lakers.
Well, I mean, he just pulled his stats up. He's averaging 14 this year.
No, that's 2021 stats. That's last year's stats. Yeah, he got a knee issue. He due to come back any day now, though. But he got a knee issue.
Definitely could come back any day. So what y'all think about when Zion come back, setting down Valanciunas and start Zion at the 5? Start Zion at the 5.
No, I don't want that. No, I don't want it for a multitude of reasons. Number one, why am I sitting Valanciunas down when he's leading the league in 3-point shooting? If anything, I want a center that can shoot with Zion.
He's gonna get plenty of looks too.
Right. Number two, Zion is coming off an injury. Not that he can't bang with centers and get his buckets. I don't want Zion trying to guard no damn centers right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not smart. And number three, I don't want to show that to the league yet. When we get to a point where we're able to build ourselves into a contender, which I don't really anticipate that happening this year. Maybe it could. Maybe the learning curve is real fast and the Pelicans just hit a switch. I want that to be a lineup that catch people off guard, seeing him go at the 5 and they not know what the hell to do. And I also want them to be prepared for it, physicality, stamina, conditioning wise. So I like to see that later down the line, to be honest. I'm more interested in point Zion. I think that's what we need right now, especially with a lack of a true facilitator. on our team, and he can actually be a playmaker, and he's gonna draw a shitload of attention. So he can be a playmaker and still get his buckets. He showed you that, and I think this roster that we have is kind of perfect for that, as opposed to him trying to be center right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think Zion Williamson, I mean, I don't want to move Big V from what he's doing, to be honest with you. I also love seeing Josh and Herb playing together, man, in the start five, that intensity and that defense. We know we're going to
Yeah, I
lose
don't want
one
to
of
break
them
that
to
up.
the bench. We're going to lose one of them to the bench unless Josh he's the guy that they start at the one position, which I can see them probably having a lineup where they do that. I don't ultimately see that be the money lineup would be, of course, Graham, and then Graham, who leads the team in assists right now with 5.4 assists per contest, will have to get better at facilitating that. He's going to have to get better at knocking that shot down to that three-point. He's going to get a lot of wide open three-point looks too, both him and Big V. So, I mean, the whole dynamic changed once Williamson steps on the floor. That's 20-something points the easy way from him getting out there with BI, and it just makes everything easy and creates all the space we need. It also helps guys, the bench, get a little better, but I think we need at least a piece or two to help the bench out. I don't see them developing as fast as we need them. And there is going to be a trade, hopefully it's not Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart earned his way here and is proven to be a pivotal part of this team constructed into the future. His contract is right on the money. It fits the same length and diameter as the rest of these guys. I think we should be all right with him. And if anything needs to be moved, is Satoransky. And of course, one of the founder members mentioned the trade exception that we had. So, I mean, that's also another big piece of the thing down the line. But like I said, they're going to see what Zion can do. But I would like to see another person in there. Somebody mentioned Isaiah Thomas. Why not bring him back to the fold? He'll cost you 3 wet food stamps and a couple of dinner cans.
Why they gotta be wet, Q? Why they gotta be wet?
It's got to be something that ain't gonna cost you much money, bro. I have an open bag, a box of trash bags. I mean, the bottom line is whatever you got, that it won't cost you a damn thing to get Isaiah Thomas back. And even though you suffer a bit from a defensive standpoint, but he's also an offensive fire plug, so he gives you a bit of that offensive explosion. And beyond and outside that, what else you really looking to get on the street right now that you won't have to pay a lot of money for?
What
I
about
was looking at Crawford, but he's on. He's talking about NBA. He's on television now.
What about
Jamal
Tyreke Evans?
Crawford? Jamal Crawford is on TV now?
He's on TV now. So
They
I
ain't
think,
want to bring him
it's
back. He
over.
wanted to play for the longest, man.
Yeah,
Michael Shivers Jr. say, "What about DJ Augustine?" I think that's
I like that.
Excellent guy. I don't know what
Bring
he's
him
at,
home.
though.
Bring him home.
Where is he?
Oh, Milwaukee.
He's got to be on the roster.
He with
Man.
Houston.
Somebody always picks him up.
Is he in Houston?
He is.
Yeah, he played for the Rockets.
Bring him home. I love that idea.
Yeah, I like
Let me see
DJ
if I can
Augustine.
pull up
Man.
where
He had a nice career. Never been like a all-star, but he's been a guy that's been a
Solid
quality
role
starter. Yeah, he a little more than a role player to me, bro. He's been a quality starter at periods in his
Ain't about
career.
that now.
He's a role player now. Yeah,
34.
He's a very smart player, bro. Hits all his open shots, just makes the right plays, man. Always has.
Yeah,
He reminds me of Michael Conley a little bit. He like a poor man Michael Conley Jr. to me, bro. That's how I see DJ Augustine.
There he is, DJ Augustine. They ain't really doing too much with him out there in Houston. Just under 4 points a contest, 2 assists. He ain't really doing that much out there with them, man.
Yeah.
You see, they be apt to go, and I think he makes $7 million.
How many minutes he getting?
Let's see. He averaging 12 minutes a game this season.
Yeah,
he's shooting 38.3 from the field and 37% from downtown. And of course, he's a 93% three-point shooter. But yeah, he ain't getting but 12 minutes a night. And right now his average is at about 4 points, almost 4 points a contest. So they're not really using him. He makes $7 million for the Rockets out there. So it wouldn't be DJ Augustine's interesting.
He's still better than Satoransky. I guarantee that.
You think they would trade him straight up?
Look at Brenda put some interesting options. Monty Morris. I like Monty Morris. Yep. Ricky Rubio is interesting. He's a facilitator.
He's been balling out for Cleveland, man. Yeah, I don't think they would want to give him up. Cleveland actually winning games, man.
This is a guy and TJ McConnell was a guy I was advocating for the Pelicans last year to see about getting. I don't know where he is now, but I know McConnell was with the Sixers. I don't know where he is now, but he's one of them hustle players
He
that
played
give
for
it
the
his all
Pacers.
every night. He's with the Pacers. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to look up his statistics. But yeah, those are interesting options. Hustle players like that, man, like a TJ McConnell. He's not terribly, gifted offensively speaking, but the dude is a guy that fights for everything, man. And like I remember when he was with the Sixers. Remember that? Was it the Sixers or the Pacers? He was with when we played him, and he was able to spark it. I won't say it was a Pacer matchup. Y'all correct me in the chat.
Sixers.
It was the Sixers. Okay, so McConnell basically single-handed. Remember that second half? He came out and he was hustling, getting all in the face of. I think it was Eric Bledsoe getting all and Alonzo Ball getting him to turn over the ball, stealing it, going lay it up. He single-handedly helped spark the Pacers in the second half because it was dead in the water. He sparked them to come back and beat the Pelicans, and he's done stuff like that all the time where he's one of those players that just goes around and fights his ass off balls, and he's open to wide open jump shots and stuff like that. So I mean, McConnell's a guy that's interesting. $7.5 million is what he makes, and he averaging about 8 points a contest. Let me see if I can put his numbers up there. There you go. Yeah, with the Pacers, you're right there. That's where he is. 8 a game and 5 assists. So that's not bad. T.J. McConnell. And let me see what his statistics
Yeah, that's not
are.
bad. But I don't know if they're willing to give him up though.
No, I don't think he goes nowhere. They gave him a nice contract, and I think he probably ended up staying there because they're winning. But I mean, the reality is that's what kind of players you would need, effort guys. T.J. McConnell is a guy that plays with that Josh Hart type effort, diving on the floor for balls, getting all in people's face. Somebody mentioned Patrick Beverly, too. Somebody said Mo said Jeff Teague as well.
Where's
I don't know.
Jeff Teague?
Jeff. I don't think he in the league anymore. Is Teague's even in the league?
Now, what about Tyreek Evans? Would y'all bring back Tyreek Evans?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not for bringing somebody back that ain't played in about 3 years. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm looking for somebody to help us
If
away.
I'm gonna bring somebody back who ain't played in 3 years or whatever, it'd be like Jamal Crawford, somebody who was like a legend. You know what I mean? I'll get him a shot. Maybe they could come in here and give me 8 points. You know what I mean? Isaiah
I think he still
Thomas,
got it
somebody
though.
like that.
He probably just been
I don't know. 'Cause
training.
I don't know what the hell he been doing, and I ain't
No,
willing to
I
guess.
saw a report something about he was suspended for marijuana or something. Like he was suspended
Recently?
Like last year.
he was
That's why he was
suspended.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suspended.
Who was he? Who team was he on?
I don't know. I don't know why I want to say Memphis, but it wasn't Memphis. I know that for
It
sure.
wasn't Milwaukee, Q.
I forgot. But it said he was suspended last season.
Yeah,
and I was waiting for, him to sign with somebody this year. Hopefully we would get him,
Michael said, ISO Joe, huh? Joe Johnson. Shit, I mean, he could come off the bench and give me 7-8 points. I think ISO Joe still can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't be
want
opposed to that. You just need somebody who could score.
Yeah, I need a
Go with your
scorer,
bench.
man. I wouldn't be mad at a facilitator too, but yeah, I need a consistent scorer off the bench. And then again, think about it like this too. When Zion Williamson finally does come back to the team, then of course you got guys like NAW who end up going to the bench because I think Josh Hart will remain in the starting 5. So it'll be Graham, Hart, BI, Zion, Big V. And then of course off the bench, KLJ or Sanoransky at the 1 before you get this facilitating point guard or what have you. The 2 will be NAW. And then of course you have who else said you got Trey, and then you got Straight Jacket Jones. You got to throw up into there. So I think Straight Jacket would be Zion's replacement if I had to think about it. Coming up off the bench, and you have Trigger Trey in that motion. You got Willie
Garrett Temple.
Temple would kind of slide down to a degree, I think. But if you had this facilitating player, this person couldn't that be NAW? A lot of family members said that was NAW's. Their best feeling about him currently is that he would fit well as a 6-man or a guy coming off the bench in a Jordan Clarkson type role where he could be able to facilitate and do whatever he needs to do against the bench players that they
think he will, but he can't go 2 for 12, man, and keep having these games. He's got to figure out a way to balance that out to where his bad games are more of like 4 for 10, you know what I'm saying? They did 2 for 12. So he's still learning, man, and they're asking a lot of him. I think he can do that role, but man, I mean, with him doing that, I think you either gonna have to have a great facilitator with the bench that kind of meshes with that second unit and kind of slowly rolls most of the shooting to him, or somebody take a break. Like he needs somebody to get him going. Like NAW, if he can get going like early, I noticed that about him. Like if you get a point guard or you set him up for some plays and get him some easy stuff going early, all that crazy shit he love to shoot start going in. But when he go out there and just try to make it happen, it don't turn out good, Q. So if we could find a point guard, I think he can be that. But we need somebody to kind of help him get going early. Or you're gonna have to put him with the starters quick, get him going, like heat him up a little bit, and then you can sit the people down.
Yeah, but that's the role. A lot of people, because the way Josh Hart's playing right now, you're not going to take Josh Hart out of there. You know, he's going to stay at the 2 position with Graham, you know, and then, of course, Straight Jacket would slide to the bench. And then, of course, Trigger Trey will get his minutes. And, of course, you get those first-round draft picks that we talked about to start off. They would have to step up in the role. They would have to help carry the second unit with the stars in the 5. So the backup got the KLJs, the NAWs, all the Trigger Trey Murphys. Them guys going to have to step their asses up and help the Pelicans out this upcoming year for us to have success, because they ain't working with a lot of bread. We broke off Graham, we broke off Big V. Now you do have the trade exemption that we can move in other things, but like I said, we'll see. Imagination is a big part of this whole deal. If we
Most
can
definitely.
pull it off.
Damian Green, what up, brother? He said, how much will we have to move for Marcus Smart to do a Pels trade?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Realistically, I mean, if we trading for Marcus Smart, I could tell you off the bat, they would do a player for player. They would want Josh Hart. They would want that straight up. Other option would be probably a better than a just regular second. Now, if we got one of them high up seconds, maybe we could finesse them into that and some combination of a Jackson.
Or we can do Nikhil. I know the contracts don't match up, but
I wouldn't trade Nikhil for Marcus Smart straight up.
Shit, I would.
I wouldn't. I think what Marcus Smart does is excellent. He's almost very similar to Josh Hart, but the potential that Nikhil got, he has the potential to be a way better player than Marcus Smart in the long run. I wouldn't trade that for that. Now, if they give me Marcus Smart and a pick, a good pick, then yeah. But just straight up, nah, it's not a fair deal. Marcus Smart's older, and you're going to lose a lot of offensive production along with taking $14 million. And Nikhil is making what, $3 million or $2 million this year? I don't think that's smart. You know what I mean? But I would like to have Marcus Smart on the team. Man, could you imagine him, Herb, and Josh all playing together? Q? That would be crazy. That would
wouldn't have been shooting all those threes last night. I'll tell you
that would be crazy.
Somebody would have pissed off foul.
Right. I don't. Yeah,
I don't know.
That checks the heart part too, because Smart is a passionate player in his own right. So
Brother Damien thinks Smart is an upgrade over Josh Hart. I don't know, Damien. I think that they're different but similar in a way. It's like almost a mold of two of the same guys. In my opinion,
I think
they do different. Smart hit more 3-pointers. Josh Hart get more rebounds.
Yeah, I get you on that, but I'm saying in terms of a point guard, he is a better. He does both. He can play point guard.
Josh Hart's a pretty good playmaker too.
He on that DC, but he does handle the ball well, but not better than no Marcus Smart. I'm gonna keep it real, which I think Smart.
No. I'm not saying he a better ball handler than Smart. I'm just saying like it's tomato. Like they're similar players.
It's not tomato. Not my estimation. I think Smart is a better.
Well, apples to oranges. I can't say tomatoes, apples to oranges.
That's a different one, yeah. It's saying tomato is basically the same play. I'm telling you.
No,
apples to orange is different. I agree with that.
They have different.
What about
positions that they can play?
Pineapples versus plantains. How about that?
Or bananas.
Then some variation of banana pudding is coming next. But
see, I ain't saying nothing about plantain pudding, DC.
Well, I'm sorry, but plantain pudding, my bad. How dare I
That's
say
your
bananas?
saying.
How dare I say bananas?
The truth, DC.
But look, man, Marcus Smart, And Josh Hart, like you said, Marcus Smart is a point guard, but he's not a point guard to me that's known, heavily for his playmaking abilities. He's known for his defense. He can't handle the ball. He can't facilitate. He can hit threes. He's kind of streaky there. But that same intensity, that passion, that heart, man, that's what he played with. That's why I'm saying they're similar. Josh Hart is obviously not as better a ball handler. He's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. He can shoot threes. They kind of similar in the three-point area, even though Marcus Smart might get a little hotter than Josh Hart and hit a few more of them. Marcus Smart can get some rebounds and loose balls, and Josh Hart is the best at that, so he's obviously better than them. But defending, I think, is where it kind of starts to get different. Josh Hart, I could put Josh Hart on somebody 6'7", 6'8", and they're not just about to dog him. You know what I mean? I don't know if I say the same about Marcus Smart, even though I know
he's 6'4",
goes above him.
220.
Right.
So you ain't going, and he guard. I seen him guard guys outside the guard.
Better than Josh Hart though.
I'm not gonna say better than because that's what Josh does.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't about to punk Marcus Smart. I ain't saying that, but Josh Hart that's when it starts to get different. And defensively, Josh Hart is better than him guarding bigger guys. But if you got two guys like that and you deploying them together, for a rotation or for moments, now I would imagine that shit would be a headache for a defense, along with Herb Jones. I don't know how we're gonna score with all of that. Who you gonna put with them for scoring purposes? But that would be a problem defensively for whoever the hell they playing. They would be annoying as hell.
Yeah, I'm not gonna kid you, man. And we talked about this early on about the fact that when you're dealing with the Pelicans, it should be defensive first. The defensive stops comes because, we talked about the fundamental stuff.
A lot of people feel like Smart better, huh?
Yeah,
he kind of glorified Josh Hart.
He's key to what they're doing, and then some of it might be the fact that we're not respecting Josh Hart mind.
I don't think he's better. I can't say Josh Hart is way better than Marcus Smart either.
But it was a lot of disrespect to the Josh Hart thing when people were saying that whatever Najee Marshall gives you, we can get rid of Josh Hart and save some money. So it was a lot. It was a lot of Josh Hart.
I think they're on the same level. Honestly, they're different, but the levels, I can't say either one of them is better than the other.
I think Marcus Smart got higher IQ than Josh Hart though too. I think that's the thing that puts it over for me.
He's a point guard.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what puts it over for me. That's what I'm saying.
But Marcus Smart he had a lot of opportunities to start in these games. Josh Hart been doing a lot of this spot time starter. Mostly as a guy
coming off the bench was getting 9 rebounds last year.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, the other aspect of his game in terms of how Josh Hart will look consistently in the starting lineup is something that we should also think about, because usually when we talk about these starting lineups, we alleviate Josh Hart out the conversation, usually delegate or relegate him to a bench unit or bench reserve role. And how does he look in the starting lineup? So consistently.
So that will put. Let's say we got Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart would be our starting point guard. Then who you gonna put as 2 guard? You gonna go in the kill now? Because Marcus Smart's out there and Josh Hart come off the bench.
Why is he our starting point guard?
I don't think because DC likes him because he's a better decision maker.
Well, I'm just saying he makes $14 million. He would be amped up defense. If Zion is back, I could definitely see him being a starter. You want to put as much defense out there.
Why can't we trade him for Nikhil and why can't we trade Nikhil and Sadaransky?
Trading Nikhil and Sadaransky for Marcus Smart?
Not gonna happen.
I just don't think that's a good trade.
I'm not taking that. Remember who you trading for? You got Boston. Boston
first round pick back, man. I ain't
Boston
jumping
ain't DC. Boston ain't no chumps, and they're gonna trade him for KLJ and in the pick that
he already said he's trying to leave though. He said he don't even like the team.
They've been having all type of problems with Marcus Smart and that team, and him and Brown and them guys not getting along. They got trouble over there, man.
They've always having trouble.
Yeah, but they don't go nowhere. He signed a contract to go back there. He just signed the contract.
He talked about Jason Tatum not knowing how to pass one game and stuff like. They got problems, man. So
they'll figure it out, man. I don't think they're gonna get rid of him. He's a part of their code, but that's a part of what Boston do, man. They're gonna eventually pull it together. They had more success than what the hell we had. You know, we wish
What's
to
their
have some of
problem?
their problems. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We wish
Right.
we had some of Boston problems about right
But
now.
I mean, they got both of their best players, and they've had them all season. Okay.
Once again, I'm gonna say it again, DC. You still want the problems that Boston have, regardless of their problems or not. They consistently making the playoffs. We have not consistently done a damn thing here, but lose over and over and over again. Well, we just come off a 2-game winning streak.
And be lied to.
They be lied to by the octopus. There you go. Thank you. All right, fam. Big ups to the fam, man.
Wait, Hart is way better, and he is an important part of the Pelicans' love doctrine.
There you go. Thank you, Dre.
You're right, Dre. You're right, man. Who else gonna call him out and show some tough love? Because you know, Hart get behind the mic. You gonna
Marcus Smart do that too. Don't get it confused.
Nah,
Marcus Smart definitely call him out.
Smart was cussing on the mic. Remember? That?
Yeah, he do.
We played that he was cussing, get up off your ass and all. What he was saying, DC, all that kind of stuff.
I don't remember what.
But he was cussing though. He was upset, and that's the first
I
time
mean,
we
you
visually
need that,
seen
man.
any frustration from any other player. Bi wasn't, you know, you ain't gonna see that from him. You're not gonna see that from Temple. You're not gonna see that from Willie. But Josh Hart was showing he was on that cussing, saying he was tired of losing. Prior to that, we didn't hear anybody even speaking that type of temperament from the Pelicans.
Bi way too laid back. He gonna talk about all the stuff and my players and on the basketball floor.
He ain't worrying
real
about
kind of laid back and what he really feel. He gonna keep to himself. Josh Hart wears emotions on his sleeve, man. So when they interview him, you know you about to get a little bit of the real. Probably some stuff they don't want him saying. But I love it, man. I love it. But Marcus Smart does do the same thing, but I think Josh Hart got a bond with these guys. So to trade him for Marcus Smart wouldn't work. To trade NAW and Saturansky, like you giving up on a player like a similar level with Marcus Smart, different skill set, obviously, but way more potential and younger for a guy that's older and you ain't getting no picks or nothing. Nah, can't do that. KLJ, I can understand that if we went KLJ in a pick, but would Boston do that? Or KLJ and what, Saturansky?
Yeah,
Is Boston gonna do that? I don't think so.
They might want Jackson Hayes.
I mean, that would be interesting. Can we get one of their big men back though? Because we still gonna need some height back there. So get Marcus Smart and give us somebody else for the salary cap filler.
Is Langford a big guy for them?
Robert Williams is one.
Langford or Robert Williams. I don't think they would give up Robert Williams. They might give us Langford though.
Because they got Al Horford and they got the other dude, the Turkish dude.
They're not giving you Robert Williams though.
Ernest, yeah, they got Ernest Cancer.
Oh, they still got him. Goodness gracious! I thought he was on Portland.
I don't want him.
Hey, I don't want him either.
He way too political, man. I don't like them dudes when they start getting all like that, man. Leave him where he is.
Josh says I want Ricky Rubio.
So does everybody else, Josh. I don't know if Cleveland gonna get rid of him though.
No, I don't think.
A lot of high price.
A lot of people wishing they would have signed Ricky Rubio, man. Ricky Rubio playing good as hell.
Yes, he hit that open shot on your ass, and he gave the Pelicans fits when we played him.
Yeah, he had a problem with that for a long time. He finally got it together, Q. That was his thing. Well, you know he ain't gonna be no hell of a defender, and he couldn't hit open threes, man. Other than that, he was always pretty good.
He was facilitating was his key thing with the passes, but now he's got better with that wide open 3-point shot. So he hit that wide open 3-point shot, and then he does facilitate. He's slippery when making his moves and his layups. So yeah, Rubio's a good veteran.
It would be perfect for us.
Bench. Yeah, he would be perfect.
But again,
go ahead.
I don't hear no talking about Cleveland wanting to get rid of him. And I mean, Cleveland is actually winning right now. And on top of that, Colin Sexton is hurt. So like I don't.
That's true.
That's true. Trading Ricky Rubio.
Somebody said Dellavedova.
No, but what about Mike James from the Nets? That he played with the Nets last season.
I'm not familiar with Mike James. Okay.
He like
you know about Mike James, Q?
He played with the Nets last season. He like a short guard, but I don't really know if he's a facilitator, but he'll get you points. He'll come off the bench and give you some points off the bench.
What team he played with, Kenneth?
He was with the Nets, but I think he went back overseas.
Mike James. He an old vet. He's a veteran. Ain't he old old player?
I think your boy used to play for the Rockets a long time ago.
That's a different
That
dude.
Mike James?
No, I
Nah.
think that's another dude. That's the only Mike James I know. Oh yeah, he in Monaco. Yeah, Michael Perry James. Yeah, he with the Monaco basketball league. He overseas. He 31.
He could definitely get you some buckets off the bench. And he'll probably be cheap too. I would take him if they're not trying to get Isaiah Thomas back.
Well, you know, the league overseas, they taking that a little serious now, man. Them dudes can't just sign to an NBA team and not complete their contract. They got to forfeit that money and all that.
Yeah, they stopped
They
that.
be paying them boys, man. They be paying them more than they'll probably get paid in the NBA. So that probably ain't gonna happen.
Shit, well, we need to figure out something quick.
What
So this guy,
Randolph Jackson, he got a lineup for when Zion returns to the team. So he said it's currently constructed. It would be Hart, BI, Herb, and JV with Zion, and the bench would be Devontae Graham, Null, Herman Gomez, and Temple. So I guess you're gonna play Zion or BI with the bench or Valanciunas. I'm guessing.
Saying one would be Hart.
Our starting lineup, man. I think Hart or Herb Jones. Like, I don't think you gotta play Graham or NAW, man. We need more shooting. Herb ain't that shooting wise, in my opinion. Hart is okay, but you need a solid shooting threat with Zion out there, man. They're gonna double and triple team him and dare up somebody else to hit a two.
Mm-hmm.
Got to kill him with the three. So we need a 3-point person out there. I understand defense is the key, but even if you're defending, you got to hit that 3 ball.
What y'all think about a Herb Jones, Jimmy Butler comparison? You think Herb could be as good as Jimmy Butler or better?
I don't know. I don't think so. I hear a lot of people say Kawhi, but even that, Kawhi is like a once in a lifetime type thing. He came in defending the way he did, and then developed his offensive game. Like
maybe
that's
all like maybe he could do the development route. Like they had to develop their skill to get to where they are. Maybe they saying Herb got the effort to get to develop himself to get there. That would be real nice.
Okay, I see that. Well, yeah, in that aspect, but I think he would be a different player than Jimmy. But Herb, I think a lot of people sleep on his ability to handle the ball. Like they had to do
and get to the
point
goal
guard and stuff in Alabama. So I think his game is obviously gonna grow. But
like Jimmy
I
get
don't
to
know
the
if he
goal
get to
too.
be as good as Jimmy or Kawhi though, man. That's like
I don't know about Kawhi.
You just don't see that shit every day. Not that you see Herb every day. So it could be.
I know. I ain't seen a rookie like Herb in a long time.
That is crazy how he stepped on the court and then he's just instantly the best player on the court, minus BI and everybody else. And he's just a rookie. Like he just stepped out there.
I mean, that's that natural.
It's Jimmy Butler, Kawhi as far as that thing. What y'all talking about? I see
that's,
it, man.
That's that natural thing, though. I mean, that's like when guys know they belong. You see it.
Yeah. Or they just want it.
Right. It's just like I'm made for this. I'm ready for this. And that's how his game translated because you was swept down. It was Trigger Trey Murphy's time during the preseason, but when the regulars, that just goes to show you it's different levels to this stuff. And defense, the man defense is out of worldly. There's levels to this. And Trigger Trey will come along. And like I said, we're going to start seeing some real basketball when the year turn over. That's when people start jostling for position. Guys that were hurt.
Boys getting in basketball shape middle of December.
All that. And then they come back when that January rounds out. Then you got that little time, that month and a half until the All-Star break come around. Yeah. So, I mean, that's when that real basketball come. You get Zion back. You see what he looks like with the team. Then whether or not the Pelicans need to make another move, I get depth, shooting depth, scoring depth, players off the bench. It could be NAW. He could fit that role really well. We don't know until the time comes. That's what a lot of people are comparing him to. Say he would look good in that Jordan Clarkson role. Well, we shall see. I mean, Jordan Clarkson lit us up for 20 points last night in that Jordan Clarkson role. So I would not be upset if the Pelicans he can be able to find a way to do that.
Devontae Graham could also play that same role as well if we needed him.
What role?
the Jordan Clarkson type role. I think his skill set
He could.
kind of set him up to do the same thing. So we got preferably two guys that could flip flop at that
No,
role.
sir, Lucas. Lonzo's gone.
Why
Sir.
is he asking about Lonzo?
Man, just ask the question, DC. Don't shoot him, bro. The man
I'm
just
not
asked
shooting
the
him. I'm
question.
just saying, like, why we? I just want to stop talking about Lonzo. He's not
Yeah,
on
I'm
our
straight
team.
on Lonzo.
All right, Tyrant DC. I'm just saying the man just asked.
Damn, I'm a tyrant.
Listen, I don't want to hear about no goddamn Lonzo Ball.
Okay.
He
Lonzo
stopped
wouldn't hit
catching.
that shot
Lonzo's
last
shooting
night.
40% on 8
stopped.
attempts and top 10 in steals. Any way we can get him back.
Lonzo
this
would have
season.
passed the ball the other night.
Not for $80 million, brother. No. They
Man,
ain't
just
no
ask the
way.
question. DC ready to
It ain't
body slam the
happening,
man.
man.
Good grief.
I'm not
Damn,
trying to
DC.
body slam the man. I'm just tired of hearing like
Damn,
everybody's
DC.
always connecting Lonzo to the Pelicans, bro. We have a good game. Everybody want to come in your comments on Twitter talking
Sound
about
like
Lonzo.
Willie.
I'm
Well,
just
you got
tired
the
of
blue
hearing
stripe. You
about
got your blue
Lonzo,
beard.
man.
Got your blue, what you call it over there? What that goddamn beer called?
Blue ribbon.
The blue ribbon.
Hold on, Q.
You got no DC
come out with
drinks
that
red
can?
stripe.
What Willie
DC
ass?
drinks red stripe. So wait, what a red stripe bottle at DC?
DC the oppressor. Come on, Lucas. But nah, brother, you gotta feel what I'm saying, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, brother. Every time
I understand.
Lonzo
You don't
Ball
need
do
no
anything,
goddamn Lonzo Ball.
see,
Goddamn,
that's why the
DC.
Pelicans. That's why the Pelicans shouldn't have let him go. And like, well, all this, let him go, man. The man wanted to leave. I don't want nobody who won't be here. He don't want to be here, so I don't want to hear about him no more.
And don't you dare ask questions about why he ain't in no more either. Don't you do it to yourself, Lucas. All right, big ups to the
Wait,
fam.
hold on. What
Tasha
you
said
talking
DC
about,
mad.
Tasha? DC
Yeah,
just
because
mad because
Lonzo is
Lonzo is
lighter
lighter
skinned.
skinned. I'm further down the paper bag spectrum, Tasha. Damn. God damn.
Don't you dare ask questions about
Thank
him
you,
either.
VP Saints Pels lady. I appreciate that, baby. Somebody on my side. Shit.
All right, we got Randolph bringing in. We're gonna get Brother Randolph's thoughts, then we're gonna close the stream. Brother Randolph, how you doing, brother? Can you hear us? Randolph, can you hear
back in this thing? My man been having problems all night, bro.
Randolph, can you hear us?
Whoa, what's up, Randolph? You must be on mute or something. You speak? I can't tell.
I think
Can't hear you, brother.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Randolph. Can you hear us? I think Brother Randolph can't
I'm
hear
a part of the David Griffin PR team. Come on, man, get out of here.
I can't say that.
I run around calling the man Doc Ock, bro. We've been on that boy head the whole time. I'm part of his PR team. Might have been got fired.
Yeah, because you're spending it the wrong way. You gotta spend it away from him as opposed toward him.
I'm Spider-Man. That's how I feel. The hell with
no,
Doc
you
Ock.
spending it. You gotta. That's why it's called spin. You take it and you spin it, but it's spent away from him so you don't get the negative PR. As opposed to, you get it away from you, redirected or misdirected away from him. That's what the PR is. That's what spin is. That's what damage control is. They know they can't stop it from getting out of there. So they just try to minimize
There you go, Randolph. We just heard you, brother. We heard what you didn't want us to hear, but we heard you. You there, brother? Take yourself off of mute. You go ahead and speak, man.
Randolph, can you hear us?
Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe that's what
I don't think. Yeah, Randolph. He trying. This is third, fourth time.
He took it off of mute. Now I heard him. A little frustration come out.
He gonna pop back in. I don't think he getting it. All right, so Lucas say yeah from his
No, come on, Lucas. Well, Lucas, come on, come on in the chat, bro. You sound like you got something to say. That might be Carlton's got another account.
That's Carlton's brother. Luke is Lucas. Lucas, because I sure don't see Carlton in the chat tonight. So he been here giving DC all
he got tired of me asking him to come in the live stream, bro. Be getting me invitations to call, and they don't want to show up.
And Carlton be right there lambasting DC from the keyboard. That's how Carlton be doing.
Yeah, he don't want to show his face. Carlton might not have no hands or something, bro. He don't want to show his face. Something going on.
Randolph, can you hear me?
Yeah, what up, man?
What's
What's
good,
up, brother?
Welcome to the stream.
Say,
What's up?
DC, man. I'm respectfully disagree with you, man.
Okay, brother.
On that lineup, what I'm saying, man, we want our 5 best players on the floor. With Herb and Hart on the floor, man, that's defense. Plus, with Hart, man, right now, what? Hart's averaging, maybe 4, 12, 13 a game? And we know he's averaging damn near 8, 9 rebounds a game. So when you get Zion back and you have B.I. on the court at the same time, along with JV, we automatically know Zion's going to draw a double team. So that's going to free up JV. That's going to free up B.I. And Hart crashes the board too. And Hart's having one of his a better year shooting 3, man. The reason I say put Devontae on the bench, because Devontae coming off the bench with NAW, we have more firepower. Plus the role that Herman Gomez has been playing, which I've been screaming for a long time should have happened. I don't need to see no more Jackson here unless it's just mop up duty, man. And Temple, man, I mean, Temple these last couple games, these last few weeks, has been showing why, as a veteran and leader, that he's valuable, man. You know what I'm saying? But I know with that starting 5 that I suggested, you got 27 coming from Zion, 23. Man, we can score, we can rebound, and then I wouldn't just take Zion and B.I. off the floor at the same time. I stagger them in with the bench. That's my thought process in that, my brother.
I feel that, bro. I mean, what you saying make a lot of sense. It definitely can work. You know what I mean? But I'm along the mindset of, I know when Zion's out there, after maybe about 5 or 6 games, and everybody see that he's still Zion, man gonna be facing triple and double teams and all of that. I want somebody who is certified sniper out there at all times. Like Devontae Graham, to me, the impact that he gonna have with Zion is gonna be so crazy to me. And then you got B.I. over there too, and you got Jonas Valanciunas. I want him to be sick and not know what to do. I just feel like we limit ourselves offensively by putting Herb, Josh out there together. You know
who's
what I mean?
Who's the only one that
we don't really have a secondary playmaker though.
Herb Zion's the playmaker.
You got Zion and
Zion's the playmaker.
You got B.I.
B.I. can make.
I like what Graham looked like when we allow him to play make.
But Graham's not a starter to me, man. I think Graham will fill that role as that guard coming off that bench, that instant scoring. Him and NAW.
We got
you know what I'm saying? And I use Devontae and NAW. I will use them two a lot in pick and roll. Okay. You know what I'm saying? As a coach, I will use them two in the high screen pick and roll. I just think I want my best 5 all around players, not just one specific area. I want my best 5 all around players on the court. And we're in the plays that Herb makes, man, they don't always make the stat sheet.
That is true.
You know, I've been watching this kid. It's like it's just a little. If it's a passing lane, it's a cutting off the dribble on the baseline. It's recovering. It's helping. Man, this kid, we have lucked up or been blessed to find this kid in the second round, man. And I think this kid is gonna, in the near future, man, become a star in this league, because I think he has so much to grow, area to grow at offensively. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I think with that starting 5, we competitive every night with that starting 5, and with DG and Noah coming off that bench, I'm telling you, man, the bench scoring definitely will be up. Our bench will be stronger. Now, let me ask you guys this. If John Wall got a buyout, would you guys be comfortable with bringing him in?
Yeah, I would. I can't speak for everybody else.
I would.
Wouldn't hurt.
I doubt he would come here.
Yeah, I heard you guys speaking earlier about Gordon, man, Dragic, and I would like Dragic, man. I think that's what we need. We don't have a true facilitator, somebody to set the table. That's what we're missing. Because if we're not running, fast breaking, man, if our offense is stagnant, we don't have anyone like the bite, like you guys were talking earlier about. See, the ultimate guard to me, Chris Paul. We had Chris Paul, somebody to dictate to everybody, to set that table, to get them in the right play. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what we're missing. And I think Deontay's game coming off as the 6th man, him and now, I mean, you can do however you want, 6 or 7, but those are my first 2 off the bench, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that again, bro. I'm not hating on your
Oh, yeah,
lineup. It's just more of a preference for me.
Right.
I feel like outside of BI and Zion, I want another playmaker out there because I know teams are gonna try to load up on them guys. And
let me ask you this: do you think how Hart attacks the basket? You don't think that he could serve as that 3rd playmaker? Because I think
he can. I think he can, like in a way, you know what I mean. But it ain't going. I don't see him being that all the time or just consistently setting the table. Like I'm talking about somebody who could set up the offense. Josh Hart he make plays like, when he get the ball, he gonna put the pressure on him.
Right.
A lot of his assists come from that when he do decide to pass, and he makes kind of like the last guy on them swing passes and stuff like that. Like they might be moving the ball around and he already know where he gonna go with it when he get it. Stuff like that. I don't really see him like set up the offense. He make plays off of it already being started. He's good at that.
Yeah, I think we on the same page, just a little different. And another thing is, I don't want to get like they got ball heavy last year with Zion. Zion bringing it up all the time. With those guys on the court, we got B.I. could bring it up. We know Hart could bring it up. Hell, even Herb can bring it up. You know what I'm saying?
If you go with your lineup, it's gonna be Zion and B.I.
You know what I'm saying? He don't have to bring it up to set up the offense. Let somebody else bring it up. Let him catch a breather, and then facilitate the offense. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but I think with your lineup, like the way you got it set up, that's exactly what they're gonna do. It's gonna be full point Zion, like you heard me speak against. I like point Zion, but I think they should go to like situational point Zion.
Right.
Like,
I'm with you on that.
To close out the game. Yeah, point Zion all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Close out quarters, point Zion. You know what I mean? Crucial moments in the game, point Zion. But other times, he don't need to be bringing it up. He don't need to be setting the offense.
Exactly.
When he's scoring them other times, it needs to be easy points. It needs to be points because of defensive collapses, because B.I. knocking his shots down and they don't want to leave him, and you had to leave Zion. Stuff like that. Right. But you need another playmaker out there to do that. Right. I don't think Josh Hart is suited for that role. If anything, what you on to something, what I give you, I actually think Herb Jones is a better playmaker than Josh Hart. It's just he hasn't had the experience and the ability to do it consistently. But when I watch Herb Jones and some of the passes he make, man, at least 2 or 3 assists get left on the table every game with that brother, man. They drop him. Sometimes, it'll get there and they don't make it. He makes a lot of good passes too. It's not flashy, but it be like the right passes.
Right.
So Herb Jones, maybe if he
I don't see why we got to leave.
Change my mind on what you're saying.
I don't see why we got to leave Devontae Graham out. Like Devontae Graham has improved. Like why he shouldn't be out there starting.
No, it's not. I'm leaving him out, my brother. I'm just saying.
Or taking
I'm
him
trying
out.
to make, as this team is currently constructed, the thing that's been killing this team since week 1 has been the bench. And now Willie has decided upon a lineup that seems to be paying off.
Right.
I understand what I'm saying, but when Zion comes back, the man Clyde, who all this is built around, if I'm taking somebody out the starting lineup right now, I would take DG out because I know he's going to give me that scoring punch a little better off the bench.
Jonas Valanciunas. If you put Jonas Valanciunas on the bench, he's going to give you a hell of a scoring punch.
Put who on the bench?
JV.
Nah, JV can't go on the bench, man.
That's what, but that's how I feel about Devontae Graham because his sole purpose to be out there is to shoot the ball, which he's doing. He's doing that pretty well. He's shooting Probably play 40% from three
Yeah. But
consistently
don't get this.
every night.
I think you guys is like
Yeah, mute or something. What happened? We can't
Hey,
hear you, Randolph.
Randolph.
just
You hit
want
mute.
him to
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
I
You
just
good?
want him.
Going
Nah,
in
you
and
good.
out, man.
You good, Randolph. We can hear you.
They don't want nothing. But I just think Deontay coming off the bench will make the bench stronger, and it'll be more productive for the team. That's it. I mean, he's exceeded my expectations, man. You know.
I think KLJ and Jones Valanciunas with Nick Alexander Walker. I think that'll bring the most out of KLJ when he plays with. Because I be seeing Jones Valanciunas seem like they work good together. I mean, it hasn't showed. It's been shown over the past 3 games, but I think that would be a good bench. Put them two together.
That's interesting you say that, Kenny, because one of the reasons I would I don't like his lineup because I would take out Herb and put DG there because I want Herb to play with KLJ. They know each other. They both Herb gonna be Herb no matter what lineup, but he helps Kyra. Like those games where Kyra had 10, 12, or 15 points or whatever. Both of those games, he got heavy minutes with Herb. You know what I mean? So I think we gonna get still his
too,
defense, his passion, his all the little plays, but he also gonna help Kyra give us some scoring. So you could put him out there with NAW, and I think, man, whoever else you match up with it, whether it be Willie Herman Gomez, and you could go with Jackson Hayes too, or you could go with Temple. It's different ways we could go. Other people we can mix in, but that should be the core of our bench because Devontae Graham, bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna see when Zion come back, he gonna take it to another level. I think this dude is a legit 19, 20-point scorer every night.
I seen him getting a little bit more confidence because
Every night.
Yeah.
And with Zion, he gonna get wide open shots. He ain't really been having like super wide open shots all the time, all season. He could get his shot off and take them little shots he take. But man, he real good off the catch and shoot. Wide open, especially them little running up to the line shots that he hit. Man, you gonna have them all the time with Zion, bro. So that's an extra 6 points or whatever. You could just add on to whatever he's doing right now. With Zion
So let
coming
me
out,
ask
that's
you
2
guys,
threes a game.
how do you guys feel about the way Willie has started using BI instead of him dribbling so much, setting back screens, down screens, and having him come off that screen and hey, just go. You know, either you go shoot it, attack the rim, or pass, and then the last cut. It seems that role's fitting him better because he's not having to work as hard. So down the stretch, maybe he can be fresh, and of course he'll be fresh when Zion comes back because there'll be a lot lifted off for him.
Bro, I think that's just Willie offense, bro. Like when you look at the 0.5, that's what he want everybody to kind of be doing. But obviously, BI is the one who's highlighted right now. That's our star. Right. So he gotta do it, or we gotta perfect it with him first, and then it'll trickle down to everybody else.
Gotcha. Well, look, fellas, I appreciate y'all, man. Let me chime in my little bit, man. I love the show. I'm family.
Right,
go
brother.
Pels, man.
Go
and y'all
Pels.
have a good evening, man.
Go Pels.
And I'll holler at y'all later, man.
Come back, brother.
All the time, man. I'm always here, man.
All right.
All right, Randolph. Peace.
Later.
All right, that's Brother Randolph. And listen, fam, we're going to get
ready. Too, man.
We're going to get ready to chime out on that. Listen, I appreciate the family members for chiming in on this episode. Pelican Post-Game Report. I'm going to ask the family to hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and join the flock. Also, feel free to share the social media links on your social media feeds. The Pelican family members, man, as we continue to break down to talk about the Pelicans. Now, we'll be back tomorrow for the recap of the Pelicans and Clippers matchup out on the West Coast. And, of course,
trying not to get our wings clipped, baby.
Yeah, that's the
trying to be Clipper-proof.
You do realize it's a boat on DC. It's not actual hair clippers.
Man,
I've told you that before.
It's the goddamn clippers.
It's all right, DC. Okay. All right. So with the
you show you not from the islands. You keep talking about the Clippers as a boat. How you know that
that's
shit?
how I know it's from the islands.
Goddamn boat. Some clippers, man.
Hair clippers.
Clippers. That's what they is. Q, it's in Los Angeles, California. What else could it be? Some hair clippers. All them brothers they got out there and sisters using them hair clippers out there. Team
So
full of hair clippers, man.
So the team
Then
picked up his name from the hair clippers.
Right. I mean, they call their stadium the Staples Center. They named their stadium after Staples. Is it that crazy that they would name a team after hair clippers?
What about Staples?
It's Staples, Q.
What Staples? Is that the name? That's the name of the company. That's not actual.
That's the name of the Staples Arena, Staples Center, LA Staples Center.
All right, DC. Good grief. All right, before we cut loose, we got one more family member we're gonna bring on. Go off. You got the flow, fam.
Man, how y'all brothers doing?
Doing good.
What's up, brother?
Welcome to the stream.
Oh shit, man. I'm just up and down with the Pelicans, man. I'm still keeping the faith though, bro. It kind of get hard though.
It do, bro. I ain't gonna you kid. It does.
Man, after watching them play them 2 good games, I'm like, man, we're on to something, man. And then, the game that just happened, bro, I was just kind of like, man, bro, just a little bit of consistency is all we need. I understand Zion gonna be back soon and all that, but you would just like to see the team put a consistent product. Even if we lose them games and all of that by a little bit or a lot, it's just knowing what to expect every night from them would be a good thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I love to see them stay more consistent. And what they're doing, man, is just up and down. We did see something that they didn't do ever this season, which was a winning streak. Even though it was a short-lived one of 2 games, it was still good to watch them do that. And ultimately, if we can get a win against the Clippers, we'll come home with a 2-1 record on the road, which is pause for to be a bit joyous.
Right. So let me ask y'all this. So Zion come back, right? Do y'all think he gonna be on like the minutes restriction, not playing back to back? Like, how y'all feeling? I'm just catching it. I didn't even know y'all was on, man.
Oh, it's all right, brother. But I think anybody coming back from the injury that Zion comes back from is automatically a minutes restriction. It ain't gonna be no David Griffin burst BS. I really don't think they're gonna do that. I think that's one of the reasons it's taking so long, because Zion didn't want to go about it the way they did. He wants to go out there and basically ramp up and get the plan. So I think they're gonna treat him like they treat any other superstar, man, when they're coming back from major injury. 20 to 24 minutes, something like that. And Willie Green will decide how they get dispersed.
Okay.
He probably won't play back to back, though.
So y'all still gonna be coming off the bench, and y'all think Josh Hart's still gonna be starting?
That's what I believe.
Okay.
Josh Hart got experience, and he's been playing really well this year. Probably some of the best basketball of his career. And Herb is a rookie, so it's obvious we showing you what we want NAW to be right now, and it's working. We got wins when we kind of brought him to the bench. So I think it's got to be Josh Hart to stay in that lineup. And plus, he the only one who already played with Zion, other than NAW. But I don't think he would be the starter right now because the 6-man rule.
Okay. So, well, I apologize catching y'all brothers at the end of the stream. Next time
it's
we'll
good.
try to get on a little earlier.
We was asking about trades, man. People were saying, we had a lot of talk about trades. What trade do you think the Pels should make, and who would we give up? Give us the whole outline.
On the spot. Man, I would say somebody of that Marvin Bagley build, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Even with Zion coming back, I just feel like that 4 spot, kind of like a Marvin Bagley. Before I said Paul Millsap, I'm focusing more so on like that power forward. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that maybe a team gave up on. I'm not gonna lie. I would even say like a Bo. If I got a package, what's that boy name? Zadaransky. Shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. I would even kind of give up on Jackson Hayes, to be honest with you, man. Long term, do I see him with the team? I don't. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't see him long term. But if we could trade him for somebody like Bo, or like that Bagley type role. Because at first it was Josh Hart, but Josh Hart, man, he wanted to be here. So you can see it in his play. He dedicated. So I'm not too sure I would kind of give him up unless it's like a superstar. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm more invested in the Josh Hart stock right now. So I would say it's that 4 spot, man. We need like a 4, man. Backup 4 for Zion.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. Marvin Bagley. I don't know how we get him. If they even want to trade him, but in that mold, I feel you. It's a tough person to find or a backup, man. But I like it. Zion probably, unfortunately, will have some type of other little injury where he get nicked up at some point during the season. So we'll be back to this. So we definitely need a backup for him.
But getting the serviceable 4, would y'all be willing to let go of Jackson Hayes to get somebody we know is dependable? Not just anybody, but somebody we know is like a legit, 4.
For me, it depends on who it is.
Okay.
I wouldn't be willing to just give up on Jax like a lot of people, because I'm gonna keep saying this, but this is the dude 3rd year, maybe 4th year of his whole life playing basketball. We didn't exactly put him in the best position to succeed, what we did with the 2 previous coaches and training him up and stuff. So I still think he got a lot of untapped potential. But I heard somebody say this, and I gotta agree. But at this moment, I think the cap of what he probably could be would probably be somewhere like JaVale McGee, like I've been hearing people say. That's what you would hope for him turning into. Maybe he could be better than that, but you would hope he could at least turn into JaVale McGee. And I think he probably would if he got bigger the way JaVale has. I mean, they got a similar background too. JaVale mom was better at basketball than Jackson Hayes, so got that going on too. But I don't know if I'm just ready to just give up on him for anybody. So it would depend on the person. What about you, Q?
I don't know, bro. I'm looking at articles right now trying to see if I can find people that we can fit in that. But in talking about the backup for Zion, I mean that probably would be Straight Jacket, in my opinion. If Zion is in the 5, Straight Jacket, I don't think Straight Jacket starts. I think he slides to the bench. And Josh Hart will occupy the 2 with Graham at the 1. Money Talk, BS Walk. Until a better option presents itself, Satoransky, neither or KLJ or either one of those guys can be counted on consistently. And that's the problem. That's why we switch between both of them, because one gives you the defense on some nights and the other one give you the offense on some. If we could just take the 2 and morph them together, you would have the guy you're looking for. Seriously. Yeah. You take BI.
Man, we taking 2 Migos to make a dime.
Man, you take KLJ and Satoransky and merge them into one, you'll have KLJ 6'7" with that speed, and then he'll have the touch, and then you'll have exactly what you're looking for as a guy. It's a shame we can't do that, but that's why you'll see Satoransky getting in some nights where KLJ.
They need to pair them Dragon Ball Z earrings, Q.
There you go. We need at least 6 pairs to throw around this sucker.
God
damn. But to be honest with you, though, man, we have to look at, because I was looking at free agent options for the Pelicans. We'll see. Like I said, I
got another fusion for you, Q. If you could infuse Jackson Hayes and his athletic ability with Willie Herman Gomez, boy, we'll have an all-star. We would have an all-star.
You would have an all-star, yeah, no doubt, because you give Billy's biggest knock is his non-athletic ability. That's why he's really intelligent, because he has to know where to be. So he'll be out there moving around. He makes the passes. He knows when people are cutting. He's not as great as defensive player as you want, but he mysteriously always gets the 6 or 7 rebounds. You end up getting you about 8 or 9, 10 points, and 2 or 3 assists in that thing. He'll get you a block in there. So it's strange with Billy's game, because he's intelligent. He knows where to be. You take Jackson, you give him his only knock, which he'll give him his athleticism.
Call say you trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. So yeah, Big Q trying to keep his head up, dog. That's
I'm saying, bro, Carlton, that's what we're gonna have to do, because the Pelicans are not really, they don't have a lot of money to work with. I mean, and whatever little money that they do have, they're gonna try to save it to pay Zion Williamson coming up next year. So I mean, the Pelicans at the back end of this year, during this year, whenever they're eligible to do it, which is sometimes next year, that they'll be able to offer him the extension that will keep him here.
The Pelicans,
the same time frame as
already
BI
got
and Well, I got you on that, but I'm saying whenever they're eligible to offer it to him, then they will. And then you'll be able to have him in the same time frame and window as you have guys like Graham and Big V and Brandon Ingram. And then you'll be able to get the rest of those guys. That's why I'm saying it's like the Pelicans have a choice. They got all these first round draft picks. They have to pay dividends for the team to have success. We talking Zion, NAW, KLJ. These guys, Trigger Trey. These guys have to pay dividends for the Pelicans, especially the ones that from the prior years. They have to step up. We can't get any production out of those guys because that's what the team's situated around. In large part is guys like Zion and the contributions of NAW. Even though NAW getting his blame, he averaging 14 plus points a game right now.
Yeah.
He ain't shooting as well as he need to be shooting, but remember, this guy is still a young player, and he does give you effort. He's out there playing defense, stuff like that. So he is figuring it out. His IQ's gotten better over these last few games because he's playing like what Willie wants him to play. He's a little cold right now. But when he kind of works his way through that, playing his defense and attacking the cup, hitting his free throws, you'll see him round out. So it's still NAW is averaging 14 points. He's contributing in a good measure. We just need to get KLJ. Hopefully we can get KLJ to come along and start doing what he can do every night. And he can average that kid, no BS. That kid, as fast as he is, he can average at least 10 points a night. I mean, if he just put his head down, he can get around. Nobody can guard him. And there would be opportunity.
They using multiple people to stop it now. Like you saw Utah, they was a little ready for it that second time.
Yeah, they put that zone there and roll that cycle it toward his side. But listen, that's what I'm saying. But he has the propensity at times to break down defenses and shift to get a guy to collapse so he can get a better shot on the outside. But yeah, if he can just get to that point where I'm just gonna get my 10 and do my thing, then he would really help out. So I mean, we're not asking for a lot from KLJ, but my goodness, utilize your speed, man. You know, put your head down and go past that guy because they can't really stand in front of him. You know,
right?
But a lot of people talking about John Wall. John Wall is in discussions with the Houston Rockets about coming back to helping them play, but that's the big chunk of change.
You've got to have a discussion to be.
Yeah, nobody wanted him. Yeah,
they paying him $40 million.
Well,
it's not that. Just that go off. They paying him $40 million, and they don't want him to play. He's healthy.
They try.
It's with the Rockets. That's kind of.
They don't want to play because they're trying to tank. They want to get another.
Okay. I missed that.
But yeah, like when we did that with Anthony Davis. Didn't they fine us? Like,
yeah.
Money, talking about go up to 100,000 a game.
Hell yeah.
Ain't that crazy, Q?
Yeah, it is. But that just shows you.
And then the man is saying he wants to play, and he won't let him play because he know if he get out there and he play because he know he still could ball, and he show people he could play, then his eyes are getting traded out of there a lot higher.
Yeah. But take for what though? I didn't really keep up with college so far, but it's like, man, what y'all trying to get like that?
I mean, they got some good players in this draft.
But do they have a high I guess all right.
They got like 5 players that's gonna be in the top 5 that all could be special. That they gonna be legit or at least good.
But let me real quick. I was thinking too, like with David Griffin and Willie Green. Like last year, you could tell like David Griffin was telling Stan Van Gundy, "Hey, play this guy, play that guy." Like I don't really feel that vibe this year, man. I think he kind of let go of the reins.
Sadaransky.
I don't.
So you don't feel that way?
No, but
I'm gonna say it again. Tomas Sadaransky. Who you think is being told to play him from whom?
But hold on, we can say like what Big Q was saying though. But we can say like how Big Q was saying, okay, Kyra be in them funk sometimes. So it's like, who else you got? You know what I'm saying?
That's how they do it. That's why I say that's why you got Tomas and you got KLJ rolls back and forth between them. And then at one time you seen Jose getting that in the garbage moments that he given. But the thing is, KLJ is his spot to lose. If KLJ started taking over and doing this thing, just putting his head down and getting to the cup perpetually.
They still gonna carve out about 5 minutes for Tomas Sadaransky.
Well, I mean,
$10 million, bro.
Well,
David Griffin has to justify that.
Well, that might be the case ultimately until they packaged him. We know that Garrett Temple and Tomas Sadaransky.
But it's gonna be hard to package him if he ain't scoring. If he's scoring 1 point on 10, 20,
I mean,
12 minutes a game.
Yeah, but he got a contract that's expiring, and most people look at that as a positive. Like, oh, you got $10 million on an expiring contract. That's $10 million off my cap. So it's more than just
So
his players at stake.
right at the deadline, then, right? So
That
he would be deadline.
He would be one of those players that would fit that dynamic. To be honest with you, it's like he's an attractive contract. It's a 1-year deal on a $10 million contract. I get a second round pick, or I add him in as a throw in a potential trade. And then what harm is it to me? With Tomas, I'll play him if I need him. If not, then his contract will fall off my books at the end of the year. I mean, it's just $10 million. That's chicken feed to NBA teams that sporting $100 million cap. I mean, $100 million, budget. So I mean, like I said, in between all of that, Pelicans gonna have to figure out what they need to do in terms of how they need to acquire this talent. And there'll be guys. There's always every year. There's a list of guys that come up right before trade deadline that are on the trade block, and people will be asking about Jackson Hayes. They'll ask about some of the players that the Pelicans have because they know the Pelicans are going to be a player to a degree in the trade market. But the issue is whether or not what did they do? Do they have the imagination to go after said players? Or do they feel good with what they have? They've been pretty consistent in standing back right now, and I'll say that's because they anticipate Zion Williamson ultimately returning to take his spot in the center of the lineup for the team, along with Big V, Graham, and the guys that we brought here with him, and of course the revigored Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram doing his thing, and of course the role players who had plenty of time to suck up starter minutes. While Zion was out, those guys fall back into a bench role, less hectic, but all that adds up and helps. So I'm saying they might not look as good as you want them right now. But listen, if we done this last year with guys like NAW and KLJ, when they just wasn't just sitting on the bench for months and weeks at a time, they'll be a lot further along in their development. So when we look at a guy like Jackson Hayes and NAW and KLJ and see why these guys not further along, to a great degree, it is the Pelicans organization fault because they wasn't playing these guys consistently and giving them the live game reps that they need to develop. There's only so much you can do in practice. You got to get out there and perform in a live game situation.
We'd rather play Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe, right. Exactly. And he wasn't paying attention, admitted that he was still out there. Never lost no minutes because of that. That's why people lost respect for Van Gundy. You got to have a consistent message. And Willie Green is consistent. He will bench you. He's benched Jackson Hayes because he can't play. Billy Hernan-Gomez, and he just didn't bench him right away. There were
NAW ass out the game.
Pulled him out the game. There was and at the game, like when he started taking the shots, he pulled them out right at that moment, and then set him down for a while. So, like I said,
and then when he coached him up on the sideline, probably
he did.
Then Zion had to go talk to him because he had his head down. I remember that game.
Yep, he would. But see, Willie ain't just do that cold blooded. Willie was talking to these guys about game IQ and what he want them to do. And when you don't listen, he gonna pull you out of there out of love. It's not out of spite, but you got to respect the coach and understand where we coming from. The man didn't do that, so he pulled him out. Right. And the same thing with Jackson Hayes. Same thing happened to Jackson last year. Jackson, you play bad. Like we was watching the game
every year.
Right, because Big V out here balling, and then
it's a ritual for Jackson.
Yeah.
And then Jackson
he come back and he play like gangbusters, bro. He come back and he play his ass off.
After he lost his position to Billy Hernan-Gomez, he played really well this past game because there was no pressure for him to do anything. He was out there taking the shots.
It's all in his head. Then he just needs the experience, right?
Yeah, but he still ain't earned his position back yet because Billy Hernan-Gomez is still playing well enough to occupy that. Yeah. Billy Hernan-Gomez
played good last night, even though he was trash. He still played pretty.
He still played good, and he gives Big V something that Jackson doesn't give Big V. That's time to rest on the bench without Willie saying, "Hey, man, you finish yet? Come on, we gotta get you back up out here because Jackson out here falling, you know." So
we had 3 paratrooper incidents. We can't have no more.
Man, you ready? You ready yet? You ready to come back up in the line? Yeah, all right.
We fresh out of parachutes.
It's just what it is. So, like I said, Billy allows him to sit there and rest, and that helps that you give a really good, well-rested Big V because we were playing the hell out of him early on. And remember who his backup was while he was eating up all that minutes because when he sit down, there's a black hole inside the center of the line. And Jackson's running around there looking like a palm tree. people dunking on top of his head. He's slow behind plays and
Out of
just
position. Yeah.
out of position.
Nah, this the one for me.
Leading the league in impatient.
Doing this shit after every play. Like
leading the league in impatient blocks. I mean, he was doing it all,
impatient
man.
screen.
Yeah, there you go. Impatient screens leading the league and what you call them ISs, impatient screens. That's what they want. Boy, that dude can't wait on the screen for nothing. He'll touch the dude's back and then run on. Like, hold on, bro. Stick on that, bro. Stick on that.
Is it just me? Everybody in the starting lineup screen better than him, and most of the people off the bench. I mean,
he's just not.
NAW is a better screener.
He's not a patient screener.
Devontae Graham set better screens than Jackson Heath.
I know. That's why I call him. That's why I say he's impatient screens. He got the weight to set it all up, then roll. And you know, like I said, but Jackson, hopefully he'll get it, man. And if he don't,
so excited for a highlight dunk. It gotta be what it is, bro. Think he gonna dunk every time he set a screen, bro.
He could, bro. If he do it the right way, he can. Jonathan, how you doing, brother? Jonathan, are you there?
I'm here. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. Welcome to the panel, bro.
How y'all doing?
Doing good, bro.
All right.
I just came back in town. Y'all got me through my Dallas trip.
All right, good, bro. Good.
I was on the road listening the whole time. Wow, I can't join while I'm on the road, but I'm here. I'm home.
You tell me you was on the road listening to DC talking about apples and oranges. And
all that.
Tomato, man.
Tomato,
man.
But I was thinking about the lineup that we was talking about. So me personally, I feel like when Zion come back, and I'm tired because I'm bringing in all this luggage. But when Zion come back, I think the starting lineup should be Valanciunas, Zion, keep Herb at the 3. You know what I'm saying? Put him wherever, just so we can have that defense to stop they starting score or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then have Ingram at the 2, which I've been preaching for forever, and then leave Graham at the 1. That's how I feel it'll be the best. You know what I'm saying? You'll have that defense. You'll move Josh Hart to the bench, but it wouldn't be that bad because he's still gonna come in and do his thing. He ain't no big scoring threat, but he can still score with at least hopefully keep us up with the other bench players. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like y'all keep, like we know how bad our bench is. You know what I'm saying? So of course have Willie come in for the backup center. And I guess you know what I'm saying, keep BI and Zion kind of in there with the bench to kind of hopefully fuel the bench or something. I don't know, but with I feel like that'll be the best thing because we'll still have some offense with Graham as far as the you know what I'm saying, with Zion, so he could dish it out. Herb can hit a 3. He probably ain't, but he can drive and then dish it out to somebody else or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We know he can drive. He gonna give you about 6 points, hopefully. With Zion, he probably gonna give you more. And he been working on that 3. So with him being super open, hopefully he at least try to take it. You know what I'm saying? We know Valanciunas, he been hitting 3s. He gonna hit a lot more 3s, and that's why I think he kind of started picking it up because he know at the end of the day, when Zion come back, he gonna have to hit. He gonna have to shoot a lot more 3s. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure I look at the phone. So I feel like we still need the offense and the Hold on, y'all. I'm on the podcast. I'm coming. Yeah, my bad. So we still need we still got the offense. We still got the defense because as long as we got Herb, everybody else, fall in place. But I feel like we need Herb to stay in that starting lineup. I feel like things really started gelling good when Herb came into that starting lineup.
Right.
So I don't want to lose Herb. I know Josh, he gonna do his thing. He gonna give you that energy off the bench, whatever. But I think Herb is that missing link we've been missing all this time. We need that defense.
Right. I can't be mad at that, man. I can't be mad at anybody who make a case for Herb or Josh Hart to be in the starting lineup. That's a hell of a decision that Willie Green gonna have to make for us that. Because to be honest, I don't think you can go wrong either way. But with one, you're giving up obviously some 3-point shooting. They loose ball, getting the loose ball abilities. They both A+ at that. You know what I mean? Herb's a better defender, obviously, but Jackson. Why am I saying Jackson? Josh Hart is a good defender also, man. So I mean, I don't know. Overall, I say Josh Hart is a better player, but in his role and what they do, man, Herb is special, bro. So I ain't mad at you, man. I wish he could be able to hit that 3-point shot when he wide open. That's the only thing I think would prevent him from being able to start at that role, or if he is able to start to stay in it, is him being able to consistently knock down that 3-point shot so the offense isn't like 4-on-5.
This is DC. I'm looking at the numbers on Josh Hart, man, and Josh Hart's having his best season, man, with the
He
Pelicans.
is, man. He is.
I mean, his highs all over his field goals. This man's shooting 51% from the field.
It's crazy.
And he's shooting 36. That's a career high. His highest prior to that was 47% in his rookie year with the Lakers, and then of course he's shooting 36.6%, which is his second highest total since his rookie season. And he's shooting a career high from the free throw line. He's shooting 84% from the.
I mean, that
free
3-point
throw line.
percentage eventually gonna go up too.
So I mean, this is career highs as well, and of course he's averaging more points than he's ever averaged before. The most was back in his first year with the Pelicans. He averaged 10.1 per game in 16 starts. So I mean, he had never been a consistent starter. Like you can see, the most games that he started in his career was 23 with the Lakers in his rookie year. But right now, he's had 17 out of 18 games he's starting with the Pelicans. So I mean, he got that new contract. The Pelicans
Career high in assists too. You forgot that, Q.
No, I didn't. I seen it sitting there. Just, I mean, his career highs all over the place. But the reality is, that's why Josh Hart, I don't think, is going nowhere. He's an instrumental part to what they're doing, and his offensive game is there. He's shooting the 3-pointer well. He's shooting the free throws well. His rebounds is there. His scoring is there. His heart, and then he's a veteran. So that's why I like the Herb Jones thing. But when Zion comes back, I think Herb goes to the bench. With certain lineups, you might see Willie moving the thing around a bit. But what I think Herb goes to the bench as a backup from Zion Williamson. That's what it is looking out to be. But I love seeing them both together.
Or BI, like Herb could back up BI or Zion, and likewise, we've already done that with Josh Hart. So I think it's going to depend on the majority of time. I think it's going to be Josh Hart. Like I said, because of experience, he's played with Zion before Herb. All of this is new to him. But I think depending on the matchups, we might see some games where Herb actually gets the start over Josh Hart because he's a better defender. And the guy we playing is so dynamic, you're going to need Herb out there. So
yeah, you can see that like a Paul George. I might see him rolling them
or
out.
even Josh Hart might still roll out as the starter, but he might come out the game early and they put Herb in.
Yeah. I can see that. So. I can see that happening. That does make us more versatile. But I love those players, both of those, Josh Hart and Straight Jacket Jones. Both of those guys are terrific players, man, defensively speaking, man. So, man, I absolutely love that. So, but with that being said, listen, fam, we're going to clock out on that one. I know I told y'all that about an hour ago, but, you know, family members chime in. I won't just deny my opportunity. It's a casual Sunday, so we kind of just moving about that thing. But with that being said, Saintless Sunday, because we played on Thursday. But listen, if we can't talk Saints, we're going to talk Pelicans, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Let me say. But anyway, with that being said, I'd like to thank my illustrious panel. for chiming in. The family members is Go Off and Brother Brandon and the rest of the family members that chimed in, Kenneth and Jonathan, Mr. Schaub, and the rest of the family members. Thank y'all for chiming in on the panel. Thank the rest of the family members for watching the stream. Like I say, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you ain't a subscriber, and feel free to share the links on your social media feed. And just to let the family members know that we'll be doing a radio show, the Pro Radio Show, which will be every Wednesday, fam. We'll be talking. It's gonna be live radio. We'll be doing it every Wednesday. I will share with you the links and places where you guys subscribe. Pro Radio is going live. And of course, Pro Radio been on the scene for some years now, man. Or you can listen to our stuff all over the place, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever the podcasts are. The Pelican Post Game is there, Ring Kings Boxing is there, Tough Tiger Talk is there, and the Sports Coma is there. We're, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there. But, we will be doing a live show starting Wednesday, and we'll be covering everything, not just Saints Talk. The live radio show will talk about boxing, basketball, football is going to be pretty cool. It'll be everything, and that'll be on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm gonna give y'all that information coming up soon because it'll start this upcoming Wednesday, and I would like to have you guys in attendance. So with that being said, listen, I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and we're gonna be returned on Monday for the broadcast when we have to recap the Pelicans and the Clippers matchup. So from me and DC, go Pels. DC, I'm gonna holler at you later.
Big Q, right, Big Q. Before you head out, when you gonna do another live Q with Big Q? On Q with Big Q. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm on the Patreon, so I'm trying. Okay. I'm waiting for some content, brother. You got me riled up.
That'll be next week, bro. I'm working on another.
All right, thank you. That's all I did.
They got a new variant that came out. We got to go over it. You got to talk about it. It's another variant that came out of South Africa. They broke that.
Variances. It sounds like
it's another variant. It's called Omicron.
Ah. Okay.
Never heard that name before, huh?
Yeah, I did. I heard it before, but not for a while. Like I'm in construction, and that's the name of the company. Yeah.
You got to be a whoever picked that was a transformer, a person that like the transform Omicron. Oh shit. But anyway, with that being said, that's we're gonna do it. We're gonna go off because, like I said, we had to postpone that and the TSC Q&A live for our Patreon and YouTube membership family because I was in transit. I'm moving from my old place to a newer place, and I had to move everything and get it all set up.
VQ.
So, yes, sir.
You can make it official now, bro.
What's official, DC?
You could go ahead and just get the clown cut because you moving on up like Josh Jefferson. Go ahead and get the clown cut with it, dog.
I'll let you know, brother.
Come join me and grow your dreams
all right, go
on the side, brother.
What are you talking about, DC? What is you talking about?
We know you ain't got no damn hair under that hat.
Say, bro, you always hating, bro. Carlton, I'm gonna have to call Carlton to get you, bro, because you always hating.
I'm just telling it like it is, bro. Like you tell me.
You don't tell it like it is, and the truth is you ain't talking real because the truth is not
real, man.
It's not in the plantain pudding for you, my friend.
I'm talking real, brother.
All right, so with that being said,
moving on up, bro. You deserve that new cut to go with it, boy.
Thank you, DC. Appreciate you. All right, so with that being said, much love to the family. Go Pels. I'm gonna holler at y'all on Monday.
Go Pels.
Post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.